Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the Ice HQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia for round 8. Game 2 of the Pacific Hockey League match-up between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me on this sunny winter afternoon, interspersed with a little bit of hail outside, is once again Anton Goss. After yesterday's games, the Ducks coming to this game still 6 points clear of Adelaide and on top of the Pacific ladder, and we'll have more to say about that later as we look at the game over in Adelaide unfurling at the moment. Adelaide had a win yesterday against the Coast. Brisbane now 5 points adrift and in danger of the Coast taking their finals berth, and again more to say about that a little bit later. The points as of this morning were the Ducks on 31, Adelaide Avalanche on 25, the Rampage 20 and the Coast on 14. By now the game in Adelaide and the Coast is almost over, and the Coast are currently leading 7 goals to 4. So that's going to change the complexion of the ladder a little bit and certainly give Brisbane a lot to play for today. We were certainly expecting a close tussle, and that's what we're seeing with the game over in Adelaide at the moment. There's 3 more points on offer today for the Ducks and also for the Rampage, and the finals are still far from determined. The only certainty is that the Ducks are definitely playing finals in some way, shape or form, and we'd like to come into it from the top if we can, but they could still finish second or even potentially third if everything went wrong over the next few games. Not likely, but possible. This is the last time the Ducks will play the Rampage in the regular season. The next 2 rounds are both against Adelaide. The first round here next weekend, and the following weekend over in Adelaide for another 2 games, which will be a very interesting tussle. Yesterday's game exposed the Rampage's reliance on a few special players. Without Josh McTavish, who's unwell, Owen Sobchak was isolated and mostly shut down by the Ducks defence, who tended to carry the puck an awful lot and ended up without very many options. He still managed 2 goals though, and every time he touched the puck he always looked dangerous. An interesting little feud between him and the young Duck, Brady Lindell, opened up during the game, and we saw some contact and some chirping, and some fairly rigorous push and shove between those two as well. So watch for that to possibly escalate a little bit today as the young guy trying to make his mark in the Pacific Hockey League. They're similar players, fast and agile, but Lindell has the might of the Ducks and the courage of youth to back him up. The most telling statistic out of yesterday's game was the shots. 62 shots by the Ducks to 26 from Brisbane. And if you have a seismograph, it's a huge hit by Michael McMahon in the third that not only cleaned Anderson off the puck, but knocked the live stream offline by knocking over the servers here in the commentary box. They felt that one in Christchurch. The Rampage will have to do better today. Their forecheck was found lacking and they lacked urgency. They gave the Ducks way too much time and space, and overall their depth did let them down. And so the score yesterday was 7 goals to 3 in favour of the Ducks. We were speaking briefly with Ducks coach Pat McMahon after yesterday's game. We have noticed in the past that they're a bit slow out of the blocks on Saturdays, but that Saturday malaise was no sign of it at all. The Ducks actually got a really high quality shot in the first 15 seconds of that game yesterday, pretty much from the face-off. So there was no sign of that. We asked Pat what did he change, and he said he made no real changes to his approach. He's just been concentrating on repetition of basic patterns and plays, and it was all starting to gel. Gossy, what do you think?
Yeah, big game yesterday. The Stars were in full force. You know, now so late in the season, you can start to look at some of the top scorers in the league, and there are 5 players actually that are averaging over 2 points per game, and 4 of those players play for these teams here. Right? We had Owen Sobchak, Hayden Dawes, Hector Vilnick, and Liam Webster. And Webster, Dawes, and Sobchak were all over the score sheet. Interesting one actually leading the league right now is the young Kale Costa, who actually has a 5-point night going on right now over in Adelaide. So it'll be interesting to see how he grows as a young player. But looking into what happened yesterday, obviously the leading goal scorer in the Pacific League, in Hayden Dawes, he couldn't be stopped. He finished with 4 goals, but it was really that line of him. With him that was out there, that was driving it through the middle, that made it very interesting, as we're so used to seeing him paired up with Webster. But Webster out there with Ruddle and Brody Lindell were really too hot to handle for any of the Brisbane players yesterday.
And the big change there, I think, just going along with that too, would be Lindell's impact on the forecheck. He's made such a difference since he's come into this team with that high pressure forecheck on his opposition, and he's got the speed to get back and cover it when he does eventually get beaten, if he gets beaten. But he did a lot of quality work keeping the puck in the offensive zone for the Ducks, which just kept sustained pressure on the Rampage.
As you mentioned, Sobchak as well, he was so beautiful out there, twisting and turning. He got 2 goals early for the Rampage, but he, like the rest of his teammates, got into a little bit of penalty trouble as the game went on, and the Ducks power play leading the Pacific League. You give them those opportunities, they're going to punish you, and they really did in that second period, which just kind of put the game out of touch. Big thing looking, I'd like to see big Barnesy for for the Rampage, getting out there and laying the body out a little bit. I know Ryan Bennett, he had an absolute beauty of a game yesterday. 3 assists to add to his little tussle there with Turk.
Well, he got that 5-minute rest that he wanted. And you can put on your best Wes McCauley voice and say both guys 5 minutes for fighting.
Yeah, and he enjoyed it. But be interesting to see what happens this afternoon. Obviously, a lot of pride for the Brisbane Rampage player. They will be out without Josh Anderson as well today, who unfortunately in that seismic hit, as you mentioned, he's been injured, so he'll be out. They'll be one man short, but they'll just be hoping to run the lines and try to catch the Ducks down and force the Ducks to play in their own zone, because yesterday there was just too much offensive pressure. The Ducks were cycling it way too well, and from there they were not able. The Brisbane Rampage really weren't able to create much offensive opportunities.
That's true, and I think a lot of that came down to Brisbane's reliance on Sobchak and McTaggart, and without McTaggart they're almost a one-dimensional team in that regard. So whenever Sobchak was on the ice, he was dangerous, but he spent a lot of time on the ice. We don't have any way of tracking the actual minutes, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't well over 35 minutes of ice time in that game, which is a huge workload for him. And he's not a kid, so that adds up. And his teammates were relying on him a bit too much to kind of do everything, and the rest of them were all flat-footed. They're going to need to do something about that today, and they can. They're a better team than they showed us yesterday, and they can go harder and faster. If they can sort out their forecheck and be a bit more aggressive, and look, to be honest, have a little bit more luck. They didn't have any luck yesterday. Sometimes there were some opportunities. They had some 3-on-1s against when Ducks D were pinching in, and they, apart from, it was obviously quality defence by Davis, but they had some opportunities that just didn't quite go their way. And 1 or 2 of them change, and the whole attitude of the team lifts, and then you've got a whole nother game. And we all know that what happened yesterday is history, and what matters today is the big thing. The Coast is still up 7-4 with about 6 minutes to play over in Adelaide at the moment, I think is all they have left. So it looks like the Coast are going to win that one. So just to bring you up into what the scores are going to look like on the scoreboard, assuming that result doesn't change, is that'll bring the Avalanche up. Well, Avalanche will stay on 25 points, still camped firmly in second place, but it does bring the Coast up to 17. So Rampage will want to win today to bring themselves up and give themselves a chance to beat Avalanche and get themselves up for a possibility of being the first team instead of the second team into that semi-final and getting the home game. That'll help them out a lot. So they wanted the Coast to win today, and it looks like they're going to. Again, there's only about 6 minutes to play and about a 3-goal lead for the Coast over in Adelaide. So that's an interesting result, and it's going to change the complexion. If the Rampage can come out today and get those points, that's going to really make life interesting for them. Of course, the Ducks don't want that. We want to solidify top place if at all possible, because we've got 4 games coming up against Adelaide in 2 weeks, and we know that's going to be a hell of a tussle. So, Gossie, how do you reckon this might pan out?
Yeah, no, should be a good one. A couple milestones to look out for tonight. Hayden Dawes sitting on 19 goals. He's looking to be the first Pacific League player to hit 20 goals in a season. Sobchuk sitting on 37 points. So if he can have a night, he can get up to that 40-point mark. But a big one here for Nick Novisedlak. He's 4 saves. This is one he will hit today. Yep. He's 4 saves away from making 500 saves this season. So I know it'll probably be a couple minutes into the first period, and he'll hit that mark.
See him on the ice too. He was pulled at the 10 minutes to go at the start of the third yesterday.
Yeah, I reckon.
We'll see if he comes on.
I reckon that's one of those. Just give him a little bit of rest, knowing that he's gonna come out today. But we'll be looking to see that one. But the Ducks will be led out here by their goalie, Dane Davis. He's the only goalie so far this season in the Pacific League to play every single minute for his team. And playing every single minute, he's still being able to have a sparkling .912 save percentage. So he's been a big reason for a big boy of why they're leading.
Yeah, yesterday helped them out a lot. So something else to be aware of too. Michael McMahon, the captain of the Ducks, not playing today, but Jack Carpenter comes in to take his place as the Ducks come onto the ice now for the last little bit before we get the drop of the puck in the national anthem.
Here come the Ducks. Quack, quack, right?
Some bright spark here thought it was a good idea to get some duck calls.
Well, hopefully we hear them.
I think it was your idea, actually, Gossie.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you,
they
things
sold
I
out.
Can't mention over the live broadcast is what's going to happen to those things at some point.
Well, they sold out at the shop, so it must have been a great idea.
I think someone bought them all and disposed of them. Unless someone might have been me.
Yeah, they're in the back of your boot, right? Here come the Rampage. So it looks like we got Nicholas Novisedlak out, and I actually had a chance to chat to his partner yesterday. He's got some gorgeous new pads as well that he's been working out, getting in. So maybe next season we'll see him with the new pads that he has that he's been warming up in. in with some of the practice. So.
And then get them covered in black marks from pucks bouncing off them all the time.
Based on the rate he's going, I'm sure that'll continue to happen. As I said, 4 saves away from hitting 500.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing statistic for this such a short start we've had with this season. We're just about to get the national anthem sung, I believe. Here we go. HQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia for round 8, game 2, I will get there eventually, of this clash between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. Points on the line for the two teams, 3 points. We are fairly confident that Adelaide has been beaten by the Coast over in Adelaide at the moment, which gives the Rampage all the more reason to try and get the points today and get themselves up and challenge for second place on the ladder, which they have a real genuine chance to do. We're going to have the puck drop in just a second. A big lineup from the Rampage. They've got Bale starting off on the wing, and he's a big unit. He doesn't mind being pushed around, and Sobchak lining up in centre, and he'll be facing up against Liam Webster. Yeah,
interesting to see they got Connor for the Rampage playing up on the wing, so he's taking the spot of what would normally be Josh Anderson, and this line was so great for the Ducks. Webster, Ruddle, and Lindell, they'll just hope to pick up right where they left off yesterday. So here we go, Liam Webster with the puck, looking for Lindell, finds him as he crosses the blue line. Lindell in, takes it in front, push loose, kept in on the line. What a play there by the Rampage defender, and I believe that was Jones there on the line, just keeping that out.
Just to put that in context, in yesterday's game, Lindell also had a shot in the first 15 seconds of the game, and there he's got one in the first 10.
Look at that.
So that's how to start a game for the young Canadian.
Check out this replay on the top. This is going to be great. Novi Sedlak absolutely is going to be buying Jones a beer after this one, because he just kept that one from crossing the line and allowing his goalie to cover it. So great job there by Jones for the Brisbane Rampage. Here's Carpenter for the Ducks now, sending that deep behind the net. Jones will collect it, and he'll send it up on the half wall for Connor. Connor's going to leave that for Sobchak. He'll just wait. Spinning around Lindell and gets around him. So Sobchak now over the blue line, being chased by Ruddle. Still with it is Sobchak, but Connor comes in and battles to get that behind the net. So Connor pokes it in front, puck's loose. Ruddle gets there first for the Ducks. He reverses that over to Webster, and he's got a little bit of time and space and looked over for Lindell, but just missed his stick, and Lindell will go for a change. Lachlan Young will pick it up for the Rampage behind the net.
That's that little contest that we're going to see between Lindell and Sobchak all day today, and it started already with some pretty good work from both players.
You reckon they're trying to see who's the better Canadian?
I do.
You know? So here we go. So here's Troy Robertson passing the puck up for Dawes, who chips that high. Bouncing puck controlled by Young. Young gets it over to Bertassa, who sends it off the wall looking for Barnes. So here's big boy Barnes coming over the blue line. Nice little move. Backhand, takes a shot, and that goes high and hits the netting. And we'll have a face-off here to the right of Dane Davis.
It's a good positive bit of play from both teams there with some attacking opportunities. Sobchak with his usual silky hands while he took on Brad Lindell. Sorry, I'm having a terrible day with names today. But he did a great job. But Lindell chased back and in the end actually deprived him of his opportunity. So it's going to go on between those two all day.
There we go. So face-off won by Dawes, and here comes Byron Tashuma. Tashuma looking across for Stringer, but intercepted there by Smith, who sends it deep. Davis out now. Passes it across, but stopped there by Harley Anderson. He chips it to the back for Smith, who's being battled there by Dawes, and Dawes wins it. So Dawes coming in on the wing. He's got on the backhand. Curls it for a shot. Just goes wide. Puck squirts out now, and here comes Harley Anderson, the captain, looking across for Barnes. Gets a stick on it, and he'll battle in the corner there with Carps. So Carpenter just rubbed out there by Barnes. Dawes now collects it, and he'll get the puck out here for the Ducks. Pass intercepted by Turk. Pass in front for Carpenter, but Carpenter intercepts and sends it back to Bennett. Bennett looking for Ruddle, intercepted there by Santilli, but all he can do is chip it in where the Ducks had numbers. So not much going on here, just a little bit of a play in the neutral zone. The Brisbane Rampage seem to just want to get the puck deep and try to get numbers in, but can't seem to get there quick enough for the Ducks defenders. So here comes Liam Webster looking over for Ruddle. Ruddle in over the blue line, chips it, battled hard. Son Jones comes out with it for the Rampage. Lachlan Young with it now. He looks ahead. He's got Cedra there, and now he finds him. Cedra looking over for Speck, intercepted, and Bennett just whiffs on it, but his partner there, Carpenter, able to collect it. Off the wall, looking for Lindell, intercepted by Jones, who reverses it now up off the wall for Cedra. Speck sending it deep, and Carpenter now will collect. He's got plenty of time, so he'll look for a great opportunity here, and he does find Webster. Webster waits, reverses it, intercepted there by Bale, but Webster battles back and gets there first. So here's Lindell chipping it up for Ruddle. Ruddle over the blue line, drops for Lindell. Lindell now moving, still with it, Lindell. Puck comes out, intercepted, Dawes in the slot, shot, saved by Novi Sedlak. And Lindell was on the doorstep, and the Rampage are clearing him out of the house.
And Trevor Leo and Dawes in there just to get the young man's back as well, make sure he's safe. Fairly exciting there for the first couple of minutes. It's been to and fro. No team establishing any clear dominance, but we have seen Lindell with that beautiful opportunity very, very early on and a couple of good chances.
There we go.
Setting up those chances all the time.
So Hayden Dawes directing traffic, just told Leo where to go, but Connor able to come through and collect that. And there the Brisbane Rampage do it again. As soon as they cross that red line, they're comfortable just sending that deep and going for the forecheck. They must have listened to our notes post game, because I mean that's what we were saying they needed to do if they were going to get ahead of this game, right?
Turn them around and get behind them. It's the way to put pressure on a defence if they're up high, and that's what they have to do. They've got to take those. It's a risky strategy. Every time you carry the puck, you're more likely to get a goal than if you just dump it.
So Hayden Dawes wins the face-off on Sobchuk, and that's Trevor Leo twisting in the corner. Leo still with it. Will drop it behind the net for Dawes. Dawes behind his own net, just going to let his team break out. Nice little sauce pass up to Shuma, who drops it for Stringer. So Stringer coming in now, got his pocket picked by Sobchuk, and Lachlan Young for the Rampage now. Nice little stretch pass over for Bale. Bale looks in front for Sobchuk, collects it on the blue line, twists in front, finds it over Connor. Connor turning and not able to get a shot away, but takes that behind the net. It comes over now to the half wall here for Sobchuk. He walks into the slot, still with it Sobchuk, little shot, but intercepted there by Dawes, and he'll go the other way. So Dawes sends it up to Tashuma over the blue line. Byron Tashuma, he's got Robertson, over to Dawes, shot, scores! Again, Hayden Dawes, like he does, that's number 20 on the season, and the Ducks are up 1-0 here at Ice HQ.
So it's 20 goals for number 20, Hayden Dawes. It's the number one selling jersey in the pro shop here, and you can see why he's just rattling them up. Good opportunity there, some beautifully timed breakout, and Dawes in the end made that one pretty easy. Notice said like nothing he could do.
Hayden Dawes, baby. All he does is put the puck in the net.
He does a bit more than that, doesn't he? He did intercept the puck earlier, and he set up one of the earlier attempts as well. But he does a pretty good job of putting the puck in the net.
Yeah, hell of a shot, Nate. Hell of a shot.
Just a little bit of a delay here while the centre infraction is sorted out, and Webster moved out, and Lindell comes in to take the face off.
So Lindell facing off there against Smith, and Anthony Barnes comes out with it, just loses at the blue line, but collects again, shot off the glove hand there of Dane Davis, and Carpenter just pushes that behind the net. Now big hit by Barnes on Lindell. Carpenter comes out with it, but is battled there on the wall. Smith trying to send it deep. Carpenter comes out with it now. He's being supported there by Lindell. So Carpenter and Lindell has it. Lindell reverses it over for Drake to collect, but Liam Webster picks up the puck. So Liam Webster here over to Carpenter. Carpenter over for Lindell, just out of his reach, and Turk able to step up and collect.
And Turk ran into Liam Webster there and came off second best.
So puck shot down the length of the ice, and with Chris Drake getting back there for the Ducks, we'll have an icing and a face-off to the right, to the right of Novi Sedlak.
So watch for Liam Webster. He's got a cheeky little shot from the face-off that he likes to use. Quite often he'll play. And it's a great move for a centre because it sets up either the goalie having to smother the puck or you get another goal if it doesn't go in. And every now and then it does go in. That time he chooses not to and plays it back.
And for those of you counting at home, there it is, save number 500 for Novi Sedlak as he stops his 4th save of the game here. So nice job. We got our 2 milestones, right? Hayden Dawes with number 20, Novi Sedlak with his 500th save. And here comes Harley Anderson for the Rampage. So Harley Anderson over the blue line, comes through, takes a shot into the chest there of Dane Davis, who covers up for a face-off.
And just to bring you up to speed too, over in Adelaide, the Coast now up 8 goals to 4. I suspect the Avalanche may well have pulled their goalie. We can't see exactly what's happened there, but the Coast are going to win that one now. They're up 8-4 with only a minute to play.
And Kale Costa, man, 6 points, I think. All hail Kale, right? That's what we said when he
we did. He was
when he had his game here. Where it was really his coming out party in the PHL when the Coast were here last. So here's Speck with the puck for the Rampage. He runs into the immovable object that is Corey Stringer. Tashuma now with it, trying to chip it up to Leo, and Leo gets rubbed out there by the Rampage player. Tashuma blocks it. A shot by Jones, but Jones still with it. Jones leaves it there, and Leo now sends it up to Tashuma. Tashuma over to Stringer. Nice job to bat that one out of the air. Stringer, Tashuma, just out of his reach.
Great play there, Tashuma. He's not a greedy forward. He likes to pass the puck and move it around. And that gave him great opportunity there.
So Leo now with it, sends it down to Stringer. Stringer has it still on the half wall, takes it into the corner, uses his big body to shield the puck. He sends that back for Tashuma, who's being battled there by both Cedra and Young. And out comes Speck for the Brisbane Rampage, who sends that down the length of the ice. Just doesn't go down all the way, so Leo collects, and that waves off the icing. Robertson now with it, sending up for Dawes, who deflects that high into the corner and just crosses over, so we'll have an icing.
It was just trying to chip it up, but it couldn't quite slow down enough, and in it went. There was no Ducks on forward pressure. If you're not familiar with the rule, it's the referee has to make the call as to who they think is going to get to the puck first if it's a race, but the Ducks weren't even contesting it, so that was always going to be an icing back here, which gives the Rampage an opportunity for a setup for a set play.
So here we are, Sobchak facing off against Dawes. Sobchak wins it, shot by Bale, just a block there by Ruddle, and now Dawes sends it up. So here comes Ryan Ruddle through the middle, but Turk does a great job to poke check that and prevent the goal scorer, the 2-goal scorer from yesterday, from getting a shot. So there's a penalty coming up now for the Ducks, as that's Turk, I believe, that's on his knees. There, yep. And that's going to be a slash to Hayden Dawes, and that all started. If you look, Turk and Dawes kind of ran into each other in front of the boards. I didn't see kind of what happened there, but Turk fell to his knees, and Dawes will be sitting for 2 or less.
We know that Hayden's usually not happy when he's sitting in the penalty box, and we can hear it here from we're right next to it. But I'm sure he'll get his composure. Lindor came straight on very quickly after that previous face-off too. It looks like Pat McMahon keen to give him lots of ice time.
There we go. So nice little job there to tie up the centerman there, Lindell, and send it back for Bennett to collect. He's battling behind the net with Connor, and the puck comes out with Harley Anderson. Harley Anderson walking up on the half wall, sends it back to Sobchak, who quarterbacks this power play so often. He'll move all around. So Barnes will reverse it over for Sobchak, but not going to get there, and Ruddle's going to chase in. So Ruddle chasing it on Sobchak, who just dropped that over for Anderson, who now finds Smith. Smith crosses, just evades Bennett, but Brody Lindell was there. Now shot, just wide by Connor, and Harley Anderson will collect on the half wall. Sends it deep there for Barnes. Ruddle will get there, and he'll send that down and into the bench. So we'll have a face-off in the defensive zone for the Ducks.
Bennett there making a really risky call on that attempted body check, trying to pinch the guy up high. When it works, it's very spectacular, but you do expose yourself. And we often encourage our defensive players to get back in position first, especially on the penalty kill. And he took a bit of a risk there, but lucky to get away with it. You might see that on the replay, I'm not sure, but he certainly tried to hit up high, and the Rampage play got right through the middle of them. They were a bit lucky.
So face-off won by Webster, and Troy Robertson rims it around. Jones not able to keep it in, and here's Stringer. So Stringer battling with Jones. Jones able to shield the puck, but now Stringer still following it, chasing there hard on the wall. Out comes with Liam Webster with a shot on, saved by Novi Sedlak. Puck comes out, and Sobchak collects there in front of his goaltender. Sobchak will just patiently wait, let some guys get in front, and he sees a little bit of space, so he'll take that. With speed over the blue line, waits up, takes it into the corner. Troy Robertson separates the puck, and he'll collect that there on the wall. So Troy Robertson with it now, battling against Sobchak and Bale. Sobchak with it, out for Connor, into the slot, toe drag, shot in front, and that just goes wide. Sobchak now collects it, sends it back for Lachlan Young, over to Sobchak, back to Young, walks into the middle, finds Jones. Jones winds up, shot deflected, but saved there by the great Walla Davis.
Nice work there from Davis. A good shot through traffic. You probably couldn't see that coming to the last minute, but as you're very fond of telling us, Gossie, if the goalie's in the right place, the puck will fall into their hands.
I reckon that's
in the right place there, absolutely.
That's the greatest thing of watching Dane Davis is he just is in the right place at the right time and uses his size and positioning to stop the puck. Doesn't need to be overly acrobatic, although he is on occasion when he needs to be. But because of his positioning, he rarely needs to be doing these crazy stretch passes. He just
save your gas for when
lines
you need
up.
it, is the word, yeah?
Exactly. So here's Bennett now with the puck. Sends it across. Ruddle will battle there with Turk, but Turk comes out with it. Sends it back to Smith with a great job by Lindell there to separate the puck off Smith. Awkward bounce. Smith with it. Fans on the shot, but still collects it. Gets it into the corner for Barnes. He sends it up to Bertassa, who sends the backhand deep. Bennett will get there first, but a stick check by Barnes allows, I believe that was Carpenter, to get the puck and send that all the way down the ice.
And running the clock down. So good play there by Jack Carpenter. He did exactly the right thing.
Here we are. So that's the end of the power play for the Brisbane Rampage. Dawes out of the box. Harley Anderson shot, save, rebound. There's Davis spinning, and you don't often see your back facing center ice, but Dane Davis spinning around and collecting that between his pads for another great save.
We might just get a bit of a rerun on that, and you'll just see that Bennett's again gone for that high hit, and that's opening him up behind. He's got to be careful with that. If he doesn't make that hit, and most of the time the forward's going to get around you, he's exposing a lot of room behind him. He's got to be very careful that he doesn't keep overcommitting.
Yeah, for sure. I think the great thing, though, obviously looking at Bennett, he likes to play that physical game, and he has had the support of his other defensive partner behind, which allows him a little bit of leeway. But I definitely see what you're saying. You don't want to allow guys to beat you with speed. Speaking of that, here comes Speck coming in over the corner, sends it, rebound in front, crashing into the net, and the net comes off. And the Ducks aren't going to be happy with that, as Cedra just kind of collided there with the Ducks player, and two of them went in on Dane Davis.
So a little bit of push and shove there as the Ducks and Trevor Lau still going on. It looks like maybe Bennett as well. No, that was Lau.
Robertson, yeah.
Bit of a push and shove as well, and just trying to. You always protect your goalie. You won't stand for any pressure on them.
So that was a rebound that came out, and then it was, Troy Robertson and Cedra just crashing into Davis. I don't think there's any malice, not much malice in that one. But obviously, anytime your goalie gets run, you want to make sure the other guy gets a couple face washes, right?
It's not a free activity, that's for sure. There'll always be some form of penalty
that's
taken
for
out
sure.
there.
So here we go. We got
his face. He's not happy. So
Hayden Dawes, and we could call them the Kings, right? We got Stringer and Tashuma who play with each other in beer league for the Kings team, and Bale and Leo were just going at it a little bit there. And Leo comes out with the puck, sauces it over for Tashuma, but just out of his reach. That's going to go down the length of the ice. But Dawes is going to get there and battle hard with Bertassa. Dawes knocks down Bertassa, comes out with the puck, sends it for a Stringer shot. And that just goes wide. Tashuma will chase and get there first. He's going to reverse it around, but Connor's going to get there first for the Rampage, but just misses it, allowing Robertson to collect, but only gets it as far as Sobchak. He's twisting and turning now. Sobchak still with the puck. Poke check by Dawes, and Dawes is out with two other Ducks. He leaves that for Robertson. Robertson was looking to get that in the middle for Tashuma and Dawes, but that was intercepted there by Bale. So Bale over the blue line, shot off the glove there of Davis and into the corner. Bale gets there. He's against three Ducks. Sends that in front, but intercepted by Webster, who's just going to chip that out far enough to allow his teammates to change. And Lindell, as he often does, chasing hard. And as the puck comes out,
there, I think maybe
that's what the Ducks would want. Obviously, as that went towards the bench, and there was some changes, but unless the officials know for sure that there were 6 on, he's just, as that's what Craig's saying. Nope, can't say there were 6 on, so that's just going to be a face-off.
Yeah, just a bit of messy change there for the Rampage. A little bit of tempo and fever has come into this game in the last couple of minutes after that little incident in front of the net where Dawes got pushed around.
So shots are 9-8 for the Rampage, so they've definitely had a much better start to the game so far early here than they did yesterday, but they haven't been able to beat Davis just yet. Carpenter keeps it in the point, winds up. Nice poke check there by Smith, deflecting the puck into the corner. Now Lachlan Young here for the Rampage collects it, sends it over to Jones. Jones, head up, finds Anderson. So the captain here, Harley Anderson, takes a shot, goes wide behind the net, but Smith gets there first. He reverses it, and Harley Anderson will get there first into the corner. He's going to send that back for Barnes, and with a little hit there in the corner, it looks like the Ducks player in Jack Carpenter will be sitting for 2 or less for a high sticking.
We didn't exactly see what happened there, but this game's getting a little bit willing now. The Rampage are absolutely desperate for a win. They need the points so they can get themselves off and give Adelaide a real challenge. They might be aware of the score that's happened over in Adelaide with the Coast beating them, so they've got a chance now to pry themselves up closer to second place and get that home final. They want these points, and they will do anything they can to get them.
So we've got the 5 forwards out here for the, well, you call them 5 forwards. Connor's typically a defender for the Rampage, but he's playing forward tonight. And then they got Smith and Sobchuk here on the point. So as you know, everything usually comes through Sobchuk, but a face-off won by Webster allows a battle there in the corner between Leo and Webster. Now there's Webster, just had his stick held a little bit, having a look, but no penalty call on the Ducks bench, and the fans were going wild on that. Brody Lindell, though, great forecheck, takes a shot, and that doesn't look good. That hit him awkwardly, and he's skating off. Looks like that could have maybe hit him in the wrist there, but Sobchuk now with the puck, circling behind the net, still with it, separated by Leo, and Leo tripped up, but still with it. So he's going to hold that against the boards. He's got support there by Webster and Dawes. He'll be happy to kill time on the point there, but Sobchuk now with it, comes out. So battling still, Dawes is going to collect. He has time, and he's going to send that up for Robertson. So Robertson up, he's 1-on-2. He's going to circle back, just try to chip that for Dawes, but that was collected by Connor and sent over for Sobchuk. Sobchuk drops it for Jones. Jones now here for the Rampage, up for Barnes. Barnes looks, sends it across, but gloved down there by Robertson. Sobchuk keeps it into the blue line though, looks in front for Barnes, but Barnes just not able to collect it. He's looking to send that in front, but Barnes now with it, curling, intercepted there by Stringer, and here comes Jones. He's going to drop that there for Sobchuk. He's going to send that across over for Lachlan Young. Young stops, drops it up to the point for Barnes, who sends a shot, and that got saved there by the stick of Dane Davis and out of play.
I'm just looking over at the bench at the moment at Bradley Lindell. He seems to be okay. He's in a bit of pain, but he's left his helmet on, which is a good sign, although he's still writhing a little bit. He's obviously worn something that's fairly uncomfortable.
I reckon, I saw that play down there, and he kind of went in for the forecheck, and Sobchuk tried to chip it past him, and it hit him kind of up in the chest area. And, sometimes with the gloves, if you like to wear some of those smaller cuffs, you have an exposed area by the wrist, and perhaps the puck just kind of hit him there on the wrist, and he's probably got a little bit of a stinger. But here's Sobchuk now, tried to knock it off the leg of Davis back in the net, and you saw Davis said, "Not again today, bud."
And so the Ducks clear it out for more safety.
Yeah, so here's Bennett watching Sobchuk, who's actually playing high up here, which often he's the guy carrying it out on the power play, but that's Santilli dropping it for Bale. Now Sobchuk goes back and they'll drop it for him, so he's got a little bit of space. Sobchuk's got some time. He's skating with it with speed over the blue line. He's got Santilli and Jones, but drops it, and Liam Webster able to intercept that and get that back into the corner for Ruddle. He'll rim that around, and Carpenter fresh out of the box. He's got some legs ready to go. Skates in over the red line. Sends it across, looking for Webster, but that's just out of his reach. Allows Lachlan Young to regroup for the Brisbane Rampage in his own zone. So what do we think there of that power play or penalty kill so far, Carl?
Well, the power play, the penalty kill, for the Ducks worked very well. They've managed to contain and corral Sobchuk.
Webster with a now shot. Oh, save there by Novi Sedlak.
Webster also, just a little bit earlier with a not sure if it was an innocent collision or a hit, has got one of the Avalanche players off the ice with an injury as well.
So Ruddle finds Webster now, shot on, kick save by Novi Sedlak, and the Brisbane Rampage send that all the way down onto Dane Davis, who's going to cover that up as Speck comes into the zone.
So there's some fairly upset Rampage players about that. I didn't see the actual incident very closely, but there was a collision between Liam Webster, and I'm not sure the number of the Avalanche player the Rampage player that ran into it, but it took him a while to get back on his feet.
I don't know if you can see right here, but Turk's got a little bit of a black eye after having a little bit of a bruise and tussle yesterday with Ryan Bennett. So he obviously got a little worse for wear. It'll be interesting to see if he can play with that same physicality tonight. So here's Dawes losing the face-off here. Bertassa shot, deflected again, shot, kick save by Dane Davis. And there's a whistle. And not sure what that's for, but Ruddle's not a fan of Connor giving that extra shot after Craig blew that dead.
Yep, this is with 6 minutes to go. 1 goal to nil in favour of the Ducks at the moment, and it's getting willing. The Rampage are pretty keen to try and push the Ducks around, but it's a long game to play against the Ducks. They're a bigger, stronger team, and they will not take a backward step on their home ice.
So I think that one was just the net coming off the moorings. So we'll have a face-off here to the right of Dane Davis. Sobchak up against the big man of Hayden Dawes. Dawes wins that back, and Trevor Leo will get there first. He reverses it over for Robertson, but that's Connor there battling and getting there first. Sobchak now with it, trying to kick it to his stick. Santilli shot. Kick save there by Dane Davis. Robertson sends it up on the half wall. Stringer battling there with Turk. And Connor comes out with it. He reverses there for Turk, who winds up, takes a shot, deflected, but deflected wide. Trevor Leo now for the Ducks, sends it up on the half wall to Shuma, battling, Sobchuk gets it. Trevor Leo now squirts it out, and there's a pass by Tashuma over across the ice for Hayden Dawes. As he crosses the red line, he's just going to send that on, and that's going to just bounce right under the pad of Novi Sedlak.
I don't know about you, Gossi, but I think this is probably the most intense 5 minutes of hockey we've ever seen here at Ice HQ between these two teams. I think it's fair to say they're not exactly fans of each other at the moment.
No, for sure. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, the back-to-backs the next couple weeks where you're going to have four games between the Avalanche and the Ducks. I'll tell you what, after those four, there's going to be no love lost between those two.
No, absolutely not. Well, Adelaide actually haven't played against Melbourne since the first round.
And what a round that was, eh?
Yep.
So here's Lachlan Young. He's going to reverse it behind the net. And Sean Jones, who made that great game-saving block on the goal line earlier, is going to collect it, but intercepted now there by the Ducks. But he'll come out with it and send it up for Smith, and that's going to go down the length of the ice. And as Carpenter gets on his horse, whistle will go, and we'll have an icing and a face-off down in the Brisbane Rampage defensive zone.
It is great to see Jack Carpenter back playing again today. He's had a little bit of a break from hockey, from playing here in this competition, but he's one of those great playmaking defensive players. He's got great speed and vision, and if you wanted someone to replace Malcolm McMahon today, I think Jack Carpenter would be the player that you'd pick, and there he is.
There we go. So there's Webster just losing the face-off there to Anderson. So Anderson wins it. Back for Sean Jones, who looks up for Anderson, but just not able to corral it. And that poke the puck out for Bennett, who sends it over to the aforementioned Carpenter. What a nice little play, one-handed by Ruddle. But Lachlan Young read that perfectly and intercepted it. So big Lachlan Young into the offensive zone. Webster lays the body on him. And there's going to be a face-off here as the puck just scored out and hit the netting.
Borderline call on that one, but it was pretty close. The referee in the right place to see it.
That's for sure. You know,
it's interesting watching Hayden Dawes take face-offs too. He's winning quite a few of them for a guy who doesn't normally play centre. It's quite a technical position to those face-offs to get them right. He's doing a pretty good job against Sobchak too, which is surprising.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, when Hector's back from France. You know, he's usually the guy that plays center, but Dawes has done so well this weekend. You know, I wonder what Pat McMahon does when we get the full complement of players back.
Well, it's never a problem having too many centers.
That's for sure. So the Rampage have done a good job, though, here today. I mean, obviously a great goal by Dawes, who scores so many, but they're still in it, and they're leading the shots 12-11 here with 4 minutes just over 4 minutes remaining in the first period. The puck goes behind the net, though, for Ruddle now. It chips in front. Novi Sedlak's down, and he's got his blocker on top of that rubber puck, and we'll have a face-off here to his right.
And Ruddle just a minor disagreement behind the net. Obviously nothing to do with the goalie there because of where they are, but it's going to be little niggly stuff all the way. And the thing that's let the Ducks down in the past and that they have to be really conscientious of is staying out of the penalty box. We know in their last few home games in the second period they've spent a lot of time in the penalty box, and if they get drawn into that, it's going to cost them the game. They just can't afford to. This is a much better game today by the Rampage, and if the Ducks find themselves in the box, it's going to go all pear-shaped for them.
So here's Stringer sending it in front, but Lachlan Young intercepts that. He's going to curl behind. He's being chased by Dawes. Reverses that for Connor. Connor now being hit by Stringer, and in comes Tashuma to help him out. Tashuma now is going to get there first, chips it to himself, sends it in front. Dawes with it now, shot on into the breadbasket there of Novi Sedlak, who makes yet another save.
I'm just not quite able to get a real piece on that puck that time, Dawes. You can see it was a great opportunity. Tashuma just getting in and fighting for it behind the net, creating opportunities again. It's what he does so well. It's not a big goal scorer, Tashuma, but I tell you what, he sets up a lot.
I mean, Might not necessarily have found the net too much in this PHL, but I think in the top division of beer league here, he's got quite a few. And there it is, Hayden Dawes, another goal, salutes the crowd. It's his party this weekend. He's up to now 6 goals so far here in four periods. Sorry.
That time you feel it. Hayden Dawes unmarked in the high slot. Yep, that's just going to happen. It's been a much closer tussle in terms of shots on. So looking at the shots on so far, it's 12 all. Ducks to Rampage, or maybe I think that shot clock might be just a little bit lagging behind what the scoreboard says. But shots very even, but goals 2-0 at the moment to the Ducks as we get close to the end of the first.
Not much Novi Sedlak can do there. Pushes out to the top of his crease, but Hayden Dawes, the 21 goal scorer here in the Pacific Hockey League, leading scorer, doing what he does best, and that's put the puck in the net. Look at that.
You can see he has time and space. You just can't let him float around there with time.
He looks so effortless, eh? The way he just gets on that front foot and just snaps it shelf, eh?
Yeah, he does make them look easy. Of course, they're not. But
yeah,
it makes them look easy.
Goal scoring is the hardest thing to do in the sport. If it were easy, we would all do it, right?
That's what makes it such an interesting game and intriguing to watch.
For sure. So here's Bertassa for the Rampage now. He reverses it over for Turk. Turk has it and sends it over to Bertassa. Bertassa looking up for Barnes, and the Ducks now out to a 2-goal lead, collected in their own zone with Chris Drake. Chris Drake now sending it back, and that's Troy Robertson. You can hear the crowd really getting into it. Milan Novi Sedlak giving it to Craig in front of the Rampage bench, so I wonder what that's all about. But it won't matter to the Ducks as Stringer comes in, down into the corner, reverse it, looking up at the point for Webster, but Smith collects it, but not able to find Barnes, and the Ducks just regrouping again, sending it to Webster. He looks, he's waiting for his teammates to get up back on the ice, and here's Lindell. So Lindell's going to get there first in the corner, take it in, looking in front for Ruddle, but that gets chipped out to the half wall. Ruddle now with it, looking for Webster, finds him, back to Ruddle. Lindell's in the middle, sends it back to Webster. Shot now, deflected into the corner. Chips in front, Barnes intercepted, and Webster, nice job to get a stick on that. Otherwise, Smith was out of the zone. So Ducks forecheck just relentless out here, and a great pinch by Carpenter to keep that puck in the zone. That's going to squirt out into the corner, but Ruddle's there, sends it in front, looking for Webster. Shot! Oh, just wide. What a rocket. You could hear that bounce off the backboard.
Barnes on the stretch pass waiting for it.
And there you go, and he's already in the zone, and that would have been offside. But Dane Davis covered up all the same.
So Rindell does a fantastic job of getting into the slot and being loose, and always just being that player, very almost Brad Marchand-ish in terms of getting in the slot and annoying the attack, so annoying the defence, and being in that position where you just have to tickle the puck and in it goes. He's doing a great job of that today.
So our shots 13 apiece here with 2.5 minutes left in the first period. Puck deep into the Rampage offensive zone, and that's Carpenter who sent it up looking for Lindell. Speck keeps it in, reverses it behind. Santilli in on Bennett, but Bennett got there first and reversed it over for Lindell. Lindell hits Speck, keeps it up so Carpenter to collect. Carpenter circles out, sends it across, and that squirts out for Bennett to give chase. Bennett not able to get there, but the puck comes back for Webster, and he's got some time looking across over for Lindell. Lindell leaves it for Bennett, who sends it up to Lindell, crosses the blue line, and that just as across the blue line, we have a little bit of a tussle behind the net, and it looks like we'll have Webster going to the box for 2 minutes for roughing.
We didn't see what happened there because we were watching what was happening at the other end with Lindell on the break. But Webster's going to be sitting 2 minutes, and we can just see him now.
There we go. Yeah, so a little bit of a tussle, and Speck, giving a couple words, and Webster is going to obviously push back. So not much in that one. Obviously, both of them kind of going at it. You'd normally anticipate kind of 2 each, but it's just the Duck that's going to be sitting tonight, and we've got a power play here for the Brisbane Rampage. So Harley Anderson facing off against Dawes. Puck dropped, and whistle goes as we have a broken stick from Dawes.
So Dawes goes off to grab another one. With this penalty happening where it is, the Ducks will be on the penalty kill, assuming no goals are scored on them, which is a big call, with 4 seconds to start the next period as well. We've got 1 minute and 54 to play.
Great shot there. If you see kind of just behind Dawes' head, we got Emily out there who's taking some great shots for the team. So hi, Emily. Keep up the good work. So Dawes just waved out of the face-off, and Lindell will go in there. So face-off won by Anderson. Sobchak collects it. Nice little move. Winds up shot. Glove save. Hit a beauty by Dane Davis. And the Ducks send that down the rest of the ice.
That's a game-defining moment, that save there by Davis. It was a superb shot.
Oh, for sure. But his glove hand is hot. So here we go. Harley Anderson skating in over the red line. Takes it wide. Drops it here for Barnes. Barnes, nice little move to get some space. Sends it behind the net for Anderson. Brings it to his forehand. He's going to look for Sobchak. Try to find him. And that's going to squirt out over the blue line, forcing the Rampage to come back and touch up. Sobchak just chasing, getting around Lindell, but Lindell still staying with him. And that is going as Lindell is going to get 2 for holding, as Sobchak was twisting and turning. Lindell tried his best to keep with him, but with one little arm off the stick, we've got 2 minutes. Yeah.
So now we've got a 3-on-5 situation for the Ducks.
Yeah, look at this is that replay.
This is what they don't need.
This was that replay, that absolute brilliant glove save there by Davis, point blank. Just to keep that out, and nice job there. Anderson almost got the rebound, but a 5-on-3 for the Rampage. This is what they'd be hoping for to get back in this game. But we got 2:12 left in the period. Let's see if they can add one to the score sheet. Here's Sobchak, winds up, fake shot, sends it across Smith, shot saved by Davis. Carpenter's going to get that first, and he's going to send that down the length of the ice and kill a few more seconds here on the penalty to Liam Webster.
The Carpenter doing exactly what he needed to clear it out, but Sobchak always looking dangerous, especially in this 3-on-5 situation. If you get some time and space to move.
He's the kind of guy that loves that space, but here's Harley Anderson with speed, takes it into the corner, reverses it behind the net. He's got Sobchak on the point, looks for him. Sobchak does a nice job to keep that in. He's going to send it across for Smith. Smith, top of the circles, finds Sobchak, wind, fake shot, back to Smith. Top of the circles is Smith, sends a shot, nice job by Stringer to deflect, and Stringer with his big legs skates out, intercepted by Sobchak, just waited for them to touch up, and he'll take that into the center of the ice. Looking down for Connor, nice job there by Carpenter to force Connor to send that around, and the puck shot out, but kept in there by Sobchak. Nice job by Sobchak. He tries to walk around Stringer, but no siree. Sends it across over for Barnes. Barnes there now with it. 3 seconds remaining. Needs a shot. Jones. There it is. Blocked by Stringer, and there's the buzzer. So a great job by the 3 players on the ice. Ruddle, Carpenter, and Stringer as they killed off the rest of that power play, or the rest of those minutes for that power play. But we'll be back still for a few more seconds when we come back in the second period, 5-on-3.
So just to bring you up to speed there, the score at the end of the first period, the Ducks 2 to the Rampage 0. Shots on the net, almost exactly even, 14 to the Ducks and 15 to the Rampage, but Sobchak has had some great opportunities. The thing that the Ducks need to be mindful of, they did particularly well in that PK when they were down to 3, not quite so well when they had 4, they're a bit lucky, is just not letting the penalty get disorganised. If they get a bit aggressive on the forecheck, sometimes you do leave yourself wide open, and that's the sort of broken play that players like Sobchak will absolutely drill you for. But it hasn't worked for them yet. So the Ducks up on the scoreboard, and that's what matters. We can confirm Adelaide were beaten by the Coast over in Adelaide.
So two goals to Dawes, his 20th and his 21st. Nick Novisedlak up to over 500 saves here in the season, and 4 penalties to the Ducks. So we talked about it yesterday. Penalty trouble was kind of the dismay of the Rampage, but tonight the Ducks have been in the box, and we're going to have Grace interviewing our 2-assist man, Byron Tashuma, who's got 2 apples on those, and he's formulated a really great line, him with his good friend Corey Stringer, centered by Hayden Dawes. So let's cut through to Grace, who's going to have a few questions from Byron. I'm looking forward to hear what he has to say about that period.
Joining us, Byron. Now, you've had a great season this year. What have you been working on specifically, focusing on?
I don't know, it's just good to have 2 days a week ice time. It's good to be out there with the boys. Haven't had a lot of training sessions for a while now, but it's good to get back into a high level of hockey.
Awesome. And now here's a bit of a fun one for you. Who's in charge of the music before the games, and what kind of music gets played?
Before the games, I think it's Troy or Bennett. It's a lot of doof techno stuff. Not really my scene, but
if you were in charge, what would you be playing?
Some classics. I don't know. I don't know. I'm digging Elvis at the moment after the flicks.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and good luck for the rest of the game. Thanks, bye.
So I'd be very surprised, Ryan Bennett, I just can't see him cracking up the Dufthoff, but what do I know?
Yeah, he likes that big, hard music, those hard beats, the way he likes. That's where those punches were from yesterday, right? Boof, boof,
he does, Gossie, he does need to be careful. There's a couple of times here he's gone for that high hit up on close to the blue line, and if you get it, it's fantastic, and it sets your opposition well and truly on their back. But if you miss it, and most of the time you do, it's a really, really high risk play, and so he's been caught out a couple of times on that. Maybe they figure they can get away with it today against a diminished Rampage. But if I was coaching it, I know what I'd be saying. Get back, play your position. Don't worry about that high pinch. But again, it's a spectacular thing, and it's always a matter of judgment. Are you sure you're going to get it? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I think Jackie Carpenter's played particularly well through this first period for the Ducks, and so too Schumer. But the bad news for the Ducks is they'll be starting on a 3-on-5 penalty kill at the start of the second, and that'll go for about 4 seconds, and then they'll have another minute of 4-on-3. So they will be resuming the second period on a penalty kill, and that's just exactly what they don't need. They give it's too many times through the season they've given other teams an opportunity to get back in the game by spending far too much time in the box. Now, in that case with Lindell, it's a hard call. He was doing everything he could to stop Sobchak, and that's what you've got to do. And Sobchak ducking and diving and weaving around, and it's always a line call. Is that hold? Is it an obstruction, or is it just a legitimate means of putting some pressure on the guy? And I don't know, Gossie. There's no right answer here. Sooner or later, if a forward is moving around with that level of speed and skill, you're probably going to get pinged for hold, even if you weren't intending to do it, just by virtue of trying to put pressure on them.
Yeah, for sure. He's such a silky guy. But going into the intermission, Coach Pat for the Ducks. I mean, we got 2 goals on the board. We haven't let one in. I get what you're saying about some of the plays by Ryan, but I think Bennett as well, because he's always out there willing to lay the body. It creates a little bit of fear, and he hasn't had any issues so far tonight.
It's
with that,
one of those judgment calls. Do you do it? Do you not? I don't know.
If you're the Rampage, I think you just got to keep trying to get traffic in front of Dane Davis. He's so good at getting the body to cover it. You gotta kind of take his eyes away, and then hopefully get in a couple of those rebounds. If you look at the goals that got scored last night, right, 3 goals. I think all of them came off rebounds.
Yep.
There was a couple of.
One of them was an unmarked subcheck in the penalty.
That's right. So two of the 3 were off the rebounds. There's been a few that Dane's let out. He doesn't let out many, but when he does, they got to capitalize on those because, as I mentioned, he's so good at kind of gobbling that up. If you're the Ducks, you just want to keep doing what you're doing. That Lindell, Webster, Ruddle line look unreal, and Stringer and Tashuma flanking Big Dawes through the middle. Boy, if those 2 lines get buzzing and you start thinking that we're going to get guys like Hector coming back for the Ducks, you're going to get.
You'd be thinking, where are you going to put Hector?
That's what I'm thinking, right? I mean, Hector and Ruddle had been going so well together, and Webster and Dawes, but I mean, Dawes, Lindell, and Ruddle, those 3 just unreal. Some great forecheck. But we're going to get to see the future of the Ducks coming out here. We've got the junior development program. You got our mini Ducks up against Team Black, and they're going to have a little few minutes going head to head. And I'm sure we'll see some of the future stars out on the ice.
Cut to a break and run. Yep, we're going to cut to a break now for a couple of minutes just before the youngsters get on the ice while the ice cut is done. So we'll be back with you in just a few moments.
A big thank you to our principal sponsor, Moondog Craft Brewery. Moondog World is just around the corner at 32 Chifley Drive in Preston. Visit their indoor lagoon with 72 beers on tap, Palmer's burgers, and a whole lot more.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates. Fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts. Passion and power. Performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been and always will be true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCN.
And today we have 10 skaters that are going to be out joining us. We've got Brooks Burke, who's Jamie Burke's son, so all you guys with the Burke jerseys, you know, maybe keep number 23 for future Brooks Burke. We've got Evie Preston, who's Coach Gavin's daughter, and his big brother also plays for the under 14 team. We've got Archie Ellis, and this is his first year in the development program, so welcome Archie. Eric Humbick, Zach Fisher, who's Ross Fisher's grandson, if you guys know Ross Fisher. And in net, we have number 62, Ryan Ellis, and that's also his first time going in net. So as a goalie myself, I hope you love it, Ellis, Raylan, sorry, because it's one hell of a position. And on the black team, we have Fraser Sullivan, Amy Blanchard Walker, both new to the development program. We've got James Sullivan, who absolutely loves hockey, and his younger brother, Philip Sullivan, is also going to be in net. And they're both sons of Coach CJ, who's out there getting the nets over to my left. And we also have Archie Robinson, which is another Ducks child there with Troy Robinson's son. So we have Team Black against the Mini Ducks. We're just getting Gavin and CJ to set up the nets. And I wonder who's going to be our big goal scorer and big stud savers today. Are you guys, can we get a little round of applause for our juniors out here? CJ, I need you to carry me around like that whenever we play next time. Here we go. Okay, so the puck's going to get ready to drop. We've got Team Black against the Mini Ducks. Here's Coach Gavin ready to drop it, and we'll see who's ready to go. Black is going towards the stands, and the Mini Ducks going the other way. So here comes the Mini Ducks with the puck. Coach Team Black collects it. There's Amy with the puck. So here comes Archie Robinson. Still with it. Coach Gavin gives a little bit of support. And here's James Sullivan with the puck now. Here comes Fraser Sullivan with it. A nice little Brooks Burke collects it on the half wall. Nice steal there by Robertson. Rims it across, forcing his team to go give chase. So here comes Gardner behind their own net. He's going to go with patience, sends it in front. Nice job there by the Ducks to get the puck out. And here comes Brooks. Brooks with the backhand. Oh, rings it off the post. What a job. And you know what, as a goalie, I think that's all Philip gave him, right? All he gave him was the post. So great job blocking that play, Bill. Puck comes down the rest of the ice. And the Ducks are going to get there first. So, miss there. Brooks chips it up. But great job there by Blanchard Walker. Puck comes down the other way. Team Black will get there first. And that is Emily. So Emily with it. Stolen there by John Preston. Sent it in front for Brooks. Stolen there by Sullivan. And Sullivan's still with it. So Sullivan going, taking it wide. Sends it in front. Off the post. Comes up into the that one there, Doug Robertson. That's team black now with the puck on the half wall. So sent deep there for Sullivan. Sent down the other way. Nice job there for the Ducks. So collects it there, takes it to the backhand. Stolen there by Blanchard Walker. Curls around, drops it there for Gardner. Sends that deep. So here we go. A few minutes left here in the game. Here comes young Brooks Burke taking it behind the net. Where is Dad's famous number 23? Here he comes. So our puck comes loose. Comes in, stolen there by the Ducks. It's now or never. We're coming down. Sends the puck deep. First two, it's going to be James Sullivan there for Team Black. Blocks it and allows Archie Robinson to collect it. Stopped there by young Zach Fisher. And the puck stolen there by Brooks Burke. Burke now with it. Looking to center it. Blocked there by Robinson. Puck squirts out now here for Fisher. Fisher's going to drop it there for Preston. Preston sends it across. Scores! Team Black puts the puck in the net. Now we've got a 1-goal lead here. But is it going to take time? So here come the Ducks. They want to counter quickly. And here comes Humber with a shot. Oh! Kick save and a beauty by young Sullivan. And here come Team Black running to extend the lead. The Ducks aren't done. We know the Ducks fight hard. And here's Brooks sending it in front. Puck's there on the half. Knocked down is young Eric. And the puck comes out here for Gardner. Gardner with the pass, sends it deep. Intercepted there by Fisher. Fisher battling hard, and there's Brooks Burke. Brooke. And that's it. So a hard-fought tussle. I think everyone is a winner today. But a great job by our juniors. Let's get a round of applause here. Nice job. Thank you so much, kids. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. See you guys next week.
And welcome back to the Ice HQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia for round 8, game 2 between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. At the end of the first period, the Ducks up 2-0, but they will be starting the period on a 3-5 penalty kill for the first 4 seconds, and then they will be on a 4-5 penalty kill for another minute and a half, with Brody Lindell and Liam Webster both sitting in the box for infractions. Webster for roughing and Brody Lindell for holding after a bit of a high-intensity battle with Sobchak from the Rampage. Rampage have outscored the Ducks 16-14, but the Ducks shots have been high quality, and in both cases Hayden Dawes, the player who slammed it shut on the Rampage, and he has now got his 21st goal in the Pacific this league, the highest goal scorer of the series. Sobchak yet to get one. He's currently the highest point scorer. So it's going to get underway very shortly. Gossie, what do you think is going to pan out for this opening face-off? Webster will be leaping to get straight back on the ice as quickly as he can.
For sure. I mean, obviously, these two guys, big part of the Ducks team. Rampage, with a fresh sheet, they're going to want to get the puck quickly, try to move it around, and get a goal quick, because they'd like to pot 2, right? Get the first one on the 5-on-3, the second one on the 5-on-4, and then go into the rest of this game tied. Yep. The Ducks, they did so well defending at the end of that game, at the end of that period, that's not going to be easy. But here comes Sobchak now over the blue line. He's going to stop on the half wall. He's got Anderson at the point, and he finds him. Out comes Webster, so it's a 5-on-4 now. Over to Smith, shot, saved by Davis. So there we go. couldn't get that quick one. Liam Webster's back out on the ice, and we've got a 5-on-4. And now it's just Brody Lindell who's going to be patiently waiting for those last few seconds to tick off before he gets to jump back out on the ice.
By last few seconds, you mean about 90 of them. He's got a while to wait, unfortunately, Brody. He did also cop a puck in the wrist earlier, but he seems to be fine now, which is good to see.
So here we go. So Rampage have the puck on the half wall. Barnes with a shot, deflected, and there, if you can hear him, Brody's loving the support of his teammates out there on the penalty kill. Shot there by Sobchuk, blocked, finds over to Smith. Smith with a shot, kick save there by Dane Davis. Puck's in the corner there with Connor. He's battling with Carpenter, and in comes Harley Anderson. He'll send that up on the half wall up to the point for Smith. Smith's got it now, walks in, shot, kick save there by Davis. Puck now behind the net for Carpenter. Carpenter has it. He's got the puck, and out comes Lindell. Lindell looking for the puck. Harley Anderson not able to get a shot on him. And that's Carpenter who sent it across, but only as far as Jones. Lindell straight into the fray. Not able to win the puck, comes through and just snared out of the air. It was Dane Davis catching that and covering up, allowing the Ducks to get a full change in.
So some excellent penalty killing there from the Ducks. They've gone from a 4-on-5 to a 3-on-5, back to 4-on-5, and then back to 5-on-5. No goal scored against them. A couple of opportunities for the Rampage, but not able to capitalise. A couple of nice shots on Dane Davis, but he did the job he needed to do.
I must say, there was quite a few times, both at the end of the first as well there, that Sobchuk was on the half wall and was able to find that cross seam pass over to Smith. Just wasn't able to get that in. But here comes Cedra now for the Rampage, trying to evade the hit, but Robertson knocks him down. So there we go now to Schuma. Just tried to chip that into the center, but Dawes wasn't on the same page, allowing the Rampage to intercept and send that deep. So Cedra now battling with Robertson. Robertson gets it. Rampage reverse it around. Jones not able to keep it in. So just as that squirts into the defensive zone for the Rampage, Jones forces it back, having a look, taking a look for Santilli, but sends that down the length of the ice. And with Trevor Leo getting there first, we'll have a face-off and an icing down in the offensive zone here for the
Good
Ducks.
check there, Byron Schuma. Just not overly committing, just keeping pressure on the Rampage players there, forcing them to just dump the puck down the other end, and as a result, they earn the offensive zone face-off, that opportunity for the set play.
So here's Hayden Dawes facing off against Sobchuk, and won by Sobchuk. It's collected by Jones. So Jones now sending it up, looking for Speck, intercepted by Robertson. Robertson reverses it for Stringer, looks in front for Dawes. Dawes shot, deflected high. He was looking for his second straight hat trick, but a stick of the Rampage made sure that didn't happen.
Seen that Schuma was just sitting there unmarked in the slot as well, waiting either for the rebound or even possibly the redirect. He was in the right place for that. So a good play there, Byron Schuma.
So here we are, out Owen Sobchak with Connor and Turk and Bale, and Webster out with his line mates and Ruddle and Lindell. But that miss by Chris Drake allows Sobchak down, but a great poke check there to get the puck was Chris Drake on sprawling out there, Starfish to get that off of Sobchak. Here's Ruddle now with a shot, deflected into the corner. Lindell collects it and sends it up to the point for Carpenter. Carpenter with a shot, deflected, hits the netting, and we'll have a face-off. So I hope we can see a replay on that, because Chris Drake sprawling on all fours gets the puck first, and so important. Had he not timed that perfectly, he would have hauled down Sobchuk, and the Ducks would be onto another penalty kill.
I'd also like to get a clock on Sobchak and just see how many minutes he is doing. This is after yesterday's effort as well. He's got to be feeling a fair bit of fatigue.
That's for sure. So here we are with Liam Webster facing off. Face-off one there. Ruddle on the half wall. Curls around away from Bertos. In front. Oh, deflected by Lindell. And on the rebound, another save there by Novi Sedlak. And young Brody just looked at Ruddle and said, Ryan, that was the perfect pass.
Yeah, we'll watch this again on the replay. We'll see it. Lindell perfectly positioned for the rebounds when he gets there. He's just got great vision, and he gets himself in that place for the dirty rebounds.
Just hit the post there. But Novi Sedlak was there, as a goalie. That's all we gave you, right? All we gave you was the post.
Yeah, no criticism of Novi Sedlak whatsoever. He's doing a fantastic job.
So here we are. So 5-on-5. We have Liam Webster facing off against Anderson, and face-off won by Webster, but that squirts out of the zone and goes all the way down. Robertson will reverse it over for Leo. He's being chased there by Smith, forcing him to go back to Robertson now, and he looks up and intercepted there by Smith. So Smith with the Rampage finds Barnes, will send that deep. Dane Davis will come out and leave that for Troy Robertson. Robertson will send it up on the half wall, but intercepted by Anderson, and Robertson collects it again. He now finds Webster, who will come into the zone with speed. He's got Lindell with him, a nice blocker save there by Novi Sedlak. So Lindell and Webster battling behind the net. Robertson's going to pinch, not able to keep that in, but that just went us out of the reach of Smith for the Rampage, which allows Leo to collect it and reverse it into the corner for Webster. So Webster now with a little bit of time and space, sends that up uncharacteristically, intercepted there by Lachlan Young, who'll send it deep again. So not really much of a forecheck here for the Rampage. They're getting the puck deep, but they're not following it up with that speed, and that's allowing the Ducks to get out. So here's Lindell, tried to walk around Lachlan Young, but just lost the puck, and Hayden Dawes will collect on his own blue line and chip that for Ruddle. Ruddle was looking for Lindell.
I think Lindell was looking for Ruddle behind him on a drop pass, and he wasn't there.
So there we go. So Ruddle battling, Bertassa with it now. Fan shot goes into the corner. Carpenter will get there first, and he just had to evade the referee. Cedra intercepts that, reverses it to Santilli. Santilli with it now still. Still Santilli shot, save, rebound, puck goes behind the net, and the oven mitts are on that one by Dane Davis, and we've got a face-off coming up to the right of the Ducks netminder.
Davis is slowing everything down as he needs to. The Ducks just taking a few seconds to get their breath back. It was a pretty full-on last 90 seconds of play. A few shots from both teams. Are now up to 22 shots to the Rampage to 17 for the Ducks. So a good opening stanza for the Rampage in terms of shots on, and it's Nova Sedlak's kept him in it a couple of times too with some great quality saves. Puck's very nearly sneaking past him on the close side.
Yeah, so Nick just going to the trainer. Looks like he might need a little bit of tape or something like that. A little bit of tape just to fix up something either on the stick or maybe tape up his fingers or something. So we'll have a little bit of a break here. But great period so far. Shots now, Brisbane leading 22-17, but as he often is, Dane Davis just shutting down the door, and the Ducks able to deal with a lot of this pressure as they're kind of keeping it to the outside and allowing their netminder to see that puck.
Well, that's the key. The shot count only tells part of the story, of course, and that is that are the shots good quality shots, or are they shots from bad angles where the goalie has a relatively easy job of polishing them up, and that's been the case so far.
So face-off won by Dawes there. Bennett curls, just fans on that, allowing Bale to collect on the half wall. He shoots that in, deflected off the stick of Davis and into the netting, and we'll have another face-off right where we just got the puck.
Yeah, we'll just replay that 5 seconds, wind the clock back, and do it all again. 15 minutes and 58 seconds to play in this period. The Ducks still leading 2-0.
So Sobchak facing off against Dawes. Dawes wins it. Bennett recycles it over for Carpenter, who takes a look. He stretches that pass up to Dawes and off his shin guard into the net. Dawes will battle there with Bertassa, but Bertassa wins out with that puck. He just has a look. He's patiently waiting in the corner, now has some time, and he'll send it on the half wall for Connor. Connor looking across for Bale, and he finds him. So Bale deep into the Duck zone, takes it to the corner, centers that, but intercepted by Byron Tashuma, who reverses that over for Carpenter. So here comes Jack Carpenter with speed over the blue line. Nice little backhand toe-y, brings it front shot. Oh, just misses. But what a little move by Jack Carpenter as he went into the zone there. Out comes Sean Jones, though, for the Rampage, looking for that stretch pass, but intercepted by Bennett. Connor battling with Bennett. Connor comes out with it, leaves it for Sobchak, who tries to get the puck through over to Bale, but that was picked up by Tashuma, who sends that into the corner for Carps.
Sobchak ran there into 4 Ducks, and there was just no room for him to move at all.
Yeah, so here comes Anthony Barnes, shot off the skate. Oh man, Liam Webster poised just to make sure that he didn't put that into his own zone, into his own net, sorry. So puck comes out, and here's Liam Webster now. Nice little stretch pass, but that's batted straight out of the air. Not a high, it is going to be a high stick or a penalty, one of the two. And it looks like it's going to be 2 minutes for tripping, and that's going to be the big bad Ryan Bennett coming to the box.
With a bit of theatrics there, throwing his stick up.
Look at that shot by Carps. This is the one. Oh, Webster kicked it, and they just got his stick there. He's saying it was under control completely, but Dane was a little nervous. You can see that. He's like, oh, but Webster, too good. He's not going to let that happen. Now
we have yet another penalty for the Ducks, and to look at the penalty count, the Rampage have not had one yet. The Ducks on 5 penalties. They forgot to stop it.
So that's Brody Lindell just coming off. And we've got a 5-on-4 for the Brisbane Rampage. So face-off won there by Anderson, comes back to Sobchuk, sends that over to Smith. Smith now walking, just top of the circles, waiting, having a look. Sobchuk's recircling, and he's going to recycle that over to him. So Sobchuk now on the half wall, winds up shot, saved there by Davis. Anthony Barnes collects that, sends it across over for Harley Anderson, who's going to send that deep for Sobchuk. Just out of his reach though, and Robertson's going to get there first, and he gets hit by Barnes, but stays on his feet. Dawes now with it in the corner, battling hard with Connor. Trevor Leo chips it out, Sobchuk now with it. Oh, Sobchuk, wow! Bounces it to himself. That was absolutely beautiful. I want to say it by Davis. I hope that we can see that one again, because that's the hand-eye coordination. Look at that. Oh my.
That's trick shot 101 from Sobchuk there.
That was beautiful. Look at that one. How many times you practice that just on the ice for fun, and he's doing that in the game. My Lord, Owen Sobchuk.
Yeah, that's some magic hands, that's for sure. We've got 1 minute 22 seconds to play on the power play for the Rampage. 14 minutes to go in the period.
There we go. So Ducks lose the face-off, comes back to Jones. Save there by Davis as he deflects that out. Now, as great as a play as Owen Sobchuk that did, the Ducks will say, play with it all you want. You can be as fancy or as stylish, but at the end of the day, all that you need to do is score.
Yep.
But, Sobchuk's obviously feeling himself a little bit, so let's see if he can turn some of that magic into a goal here for the Rampage, which is much needed now with just under 14 minutes remaining in the second.
A nice backhand clearance there out of the zone for the Ducks. Running the clock down again. They've got just over a minute to go on the penalty kill.
So here Jones sends it over to Lachlan Young, who's going to reverse that back for Jones. He's getting chased by Brody Lindell, who does such a great job forechecking. He's battling there with Sobchuk and forcing Sobchuk really just to send that out, allowing Webster to collect. He winds up, takes a clapper right into the shins of Lachlan Young, who reverse that over for Young. Young just evades Webster now, takes it behind his own net, sends it to Young, back to Jones. Jones gets it, lost by Lindell in front for Webster. What a save, point blank. Novi Sedlak. Oh my, into Lindell now, shot, another save, Novi Sedlak.
This is where it's dangerous. They've overcommitted on the attack.
He's been much more of the dangerous opportunities here on the penalty kill for the Ducks, but here's Sobchuk in front, shot, save there by Davis.
And it's that broken play that Sobchuk really relishes so much, and that deep forecheck.
Lindell over to Webster, and he just wires that, but a great job by Novi Sedlak to push out to the top of the crease. Probably see a better one here. He pushes out and gets so far out that he closes down that angle, and then that second one on Lindell as he came around was great as well. But look at that, right on the top of the crease. That's what you got to do. If you're a young netminder, you got to get out of that blue paint and close down that angle. Great job, Novi Sedlak.
Underway again now with just 20 seconds to go on the penalty kill. So it's a good opportunism there by the Ducks, but they do have to be particularly careful. That's the sort of broken play that Sobchuk absolutely relishes. They can't let him get time and space like that.
So here comes Smith now over the blue line, takes it, winds up, shot off the blocker of Davis and into the netting.
And almost straight away at the drop of the puck, we will have the conclusion of this penalty. There's 2 seconds to go on the penalty, and it'll be drop of the puck, and then Bennett will be back on the ice.
We don't say it enough, but also real kudos out to some of the people working in the penalty box, right? Jane here, she has to be making sure she opens that right at the exact right time, right?
Yeah, otherwise she gets yelled at.
Exactly. So there we go. Bennett's out, shot saved by Davis. Davis collects and sends it into the corner. Trevor Leo now with it, sends it deep as Bennett was looking for it there at the opposing blue line. Puck goes down into the Duck zone now, and Bennett's going to go peel off for a change, and Byron Kashuma hops over the bench. Now Barnes with it, reverses it behind the net, but Robertson was there for the Ducks, and he'll skate that out himself, looking for Tashuma. So Tashuma now one-on-one with Bertassa, sends it over to Stringer. Stringer, he's got Tashuma in front. Oh, poke check by Novi Sedlak. Those two, they love playing with one another, and I nearly pulled that one off if it weren't for the great poke check there from Nick Novi Sedlak.
Yeah, Novi Sedlak saved the day there for the Rampage. That was in for all money.
Oof. Great job, Nick.
Just with that great job of getting in position, Dawes lining up now for the face-off again.
So Dawes wins that back for Bennett, sends that in. Dawes, backhand, blocked by the Rampage player. Here's Santilli with it now, and they're 3 Rampage out. Sends that deep off the blocker of Davis, and Bennett sends that up for now to Tashuma. So Tashuma one-on-one there on Jones. He's got Dawes with him, and he finds him. Dawes with it. Spinorama save by Novi Sedlak. Wow. Novi Sedlak's having one hell of a period there, Carl. He's keeping the Rampage in this game.
It certainly is. That was an incredible save. I can't help but think the Rampage missed an opportunity there. They had a 3-on-1 and they just dumped the puck into the corner, which was a negative way to play when they had a great opportunity.
So here's Tashuma down the corner, sends it in front, blocked by Young, and out comes Jones. So here's Jones with Speck. He's 2-on-2. Speck coming in, walks over, shot, kick save, rebound there, and Dawes sends that into the corner. So Dawes with it now for the Ducks, sends it off the wall, and a crossover to Carpenter. Carpenter in over the blue line, winds up, shot, high, and that goes behind the net. Lachlan Young first to it. He gets hit by Tashuma, and Tashuma just not able to get there first as Speck reverses that over for Jones. So here's Sean Jones now for the Brisbane Rampage behind his own net, sends that down, but no Rampage player was there, and Trevor Leo collects, and he was looking for Webster, and Lachlan Young just able to get that out as Webster was looking to pick his pocket. But here comes Liam Webster in, shot, save, and that goes in behind the net. Webster there first, tries to send it in front. Sobchak intercepts. Here's Sobchak in on Robertson and Leo. Sobchak curls back, waiting for some support. Now he's going to go again. Curls again and drops it there for Bertassa, who finds Turk. Turk dumps that in. Davis leaves that there for his defender. So here's Trevor Leo now, sends it over to Robertson. Robertson looks up, tries to find Lindell. So there's some decent play there by Sobchak, just the poise to hold up and play there, right?
Yeah, I think at some point, though, he's going to have to trust his teammates and pass a bit.
So Lindell in front, Webster shot, blocked by Bertassa. Leo now shot, another save there by Novi Sedlak. Man, the Ducks doing everything but scoring, and here's Leo sending it through, and Bertassa is just going to try to get that out as the Ducks are just pouring on the pressure here on the Rampage.
And they've been very good quality shots too. They haven't been that little dribblers. They've been really good scoring
Lindell
chances.
finds Ruddle. Ruddle tried to drop down for Dodd and intercepted by Bale. He sends that down the length of the ice, and we'll see some of these Rampage players jump off, and one of those is Bertassa, who made a great block on one of those great opportunities that we mentioned by the Ducks. Look at that. Whew. What a save, Novi Sedlak.
He did this.
That was a deflection off his own teammate too, but able to get the foot across.
He had a real blinder in one of the earlier games that these two teams played against each other here as well, where the Ducks just couldn't buy a goal. They got so many shots on him, it was incredible. And he's doing it again today. He's an absolute class goaltender, and he's the only thing at the moment keeping the Rampage in this game with the amount of quality shots that the Ducks have been able to pile on in the last 5 minutes. None of them going in.
Obviously, like, there have been goalies that have scored before, but, you know, obviously on an empty net.
Yep.
He's doing everything but scoring. He just needs the support from his forwards now. You know, he's up to 18 saves now, and Dane Davis is up to 26, who's also having an absolute blinder. But yeah, Novi Sedlak's keeping the Rampage in this game midway through the second. So let's see if he can get the support that he needs. Here's Dawes now with the blue line shot, and that just goes wide. Stringer will get there first to the Ducks. He's going to send that deep. Gallagher's going to collect it and send that across over for Dawes. Dawes looking for Carpenter, just splits the D, and Bennett forced to chase back as Smith is on his tail. He reverses that over for Carpenter, who looks up, finds Dawes. Dawes is going to walk around the player. It's a 2-on-1 here. Dawes! Oh, nice job, Lachlan Young, sprawling down, preventing both the shot and the pass. Great job for the young Brisbane defender there. And that was Smith dropping it for Barnes now. Harley Anderson just gets his hands on his stick. Anderson in for Barnes, shot, scores! There we are, Anthony Barnes against the run of play. What a pass by Harley Anderson. And we've got a one goal, 2-1. 1 goal deficit, right?
Yep. We have ourselves a game of hockey,
Look at
ladies
this.
and gentlemen.
What a pass. Nice job through the legs of Davis. Not much he can do there. That was gorgeous pass, but great finish by Barnes. And, you know, yesterday those two connected. It was Barnes who sent it in front for Anderson to score the third goal, and now Anderson returns the favor. So we've got a hockey game now, and let's remember those saves by Nick Novi Sedlak, who kept his team in it, as now there's just a 1-goal lead, which doesn't seem all too insurmountable.
Well, even 2 goals is never enough to guarantee anything, especially we're only halfway through the second.
So here we go. Ryan Ruddle now over, sends a shot. Glove save there by Nick Novi Sedlak.
Ruddle with a good top shelf opportunity there, but it's if you're shooting glove side, you've really got to have a lot of sting on it. Otherwise, the goalie's going to usually pluck that one out of the air.
You know, we obviously talked about that great goal, but let's remember that diving play by Lachlan Young, right? 2-on-1, Gallagher and Dawes. Dawes does the little toe drag, and with Lachlan Young perfectly playing that, it allowed the Rampage to go down the other way and score that goal.
Set up the goal by that absolute superb piece of desperation defence.
So there's Lindell, who's trying to find Drake, and that just missed him, and Drake's forced to get back. He's being chased by Speck. We can see that goal went straight to the legs of the Brisbane Rampage. Ducks send it through, and here's the forecheck of Brody Lindell. Stops on a dime, drops it for Ruddle. Ruddle now over the blue line for Lindell. Lindell walks around, drops it there for Webster, intercepted by Santilli. Puck in the skates, Speck collects it, just evades the check of Drake. He's got Cedra in front of the net, tries to find him, squirts in front, and that just goes wide. Speck for the Rampage are going to collect in the corner, sends it behind the net. Cedra walks in front, backhand, saved there by Novi Sedlak, and Ryan Ruddle just bulldozes Cedra into the post, and we'll have another face-off.
We are seeing a very exciting tussle here in the second. We figured it was going to get tight, and it certainly has now with that 1-goal margin. The Melbourne Ducks out 2 goals to the Rampage, now 1. The Rampage just getting that goal previously in the last couple of minutes of play. And it was brought about by that desperate defence by Lachie Young, who dived to stop rampant Dawes, who all money was going to score a goal. And he managed to cut off the pass and the shot with just incredible desperation. The Rampage here have come to play. They're not the same team they were yesterday.
So here we are, Owen Sobchak facing off against Hayden Dawes here to the left of Dane Davis. Face off 1 forward by Sobchak. Puck comes out into the high slot. Ryan Ruddle now with it. Corey Stringer. So here's Corey Stringer. Takes it wide. Reverses it in front. He was looking for Tashuma. Hayden Dawes now in the corner, has it, sends it across, looking for Stringer. Puck comes out, and he leaves that there for Carpenter. Connor now collects it, sending it up for Sobchak. So Sobchak's 1-on-1 with Bennett. Sobchak taking it wide to the backhand, behind the net, reverses it for Connor. So Connor and Dawes now, and with Connor touching the puck, we have another whistle, as that net just does not want to stay on its moorings, Carl?
Yeah, it was great defence there by Bennett. That time he resisted the urge to go for the high check, and he did play position. And you can see, obviously, judged that Sobchak was sooner or later, as a defensive player, the player trying to score has to come to you if you can make that happen at the right place. And that's exactly what he did. He forced Sobchak to go around the back and lose that opportunity to score. Good play by Bennett.
For sure, here we go. So face-off won by the Rampage. Turk sent it on, looking for a deflection by Bale, but he missed that, and Bennett will get there first. Sends it up to Tashuma, who just able to get that out, forcing Bertassa to send it in, but his team needs to touch up, so the Ducks will collect it with a little bit of time. In his own zone is Carpenter. So Carpenter gets hit there and rubbed off the puck, and that's Sobchak now sending it over for Bertassa. Just handcuffs him a bit. He's going to send that in. Rebound. Save there by Dane Davis, and he'll cover up for a face-off.
So what we're seeing now, Gossie, are the sort of moments and the sort of parts of the game which really define the character of a team. We've seen the Rampage pick themselves up after what I wouldn't say it was a disappointing start, because they played pretty well, but they were overplayed by the Ducks on the scoreboard, not any other context. And they've lifted and they've found some more legs after this is now their 5th shift after a very punishing day yesterday. And they do have a fairly short bench too, so they've shown a lot of character in this second period.
Yeah, definitely. And let's just remember, the great saves by Novi Sedlak that kept the Rampage in that game and allowed them to have this deficit. And as I said, since that goal, it's really gone to their legs as they've had some great opportunities. But here comes Trevor Leo, the great skater, skating into the zone, chipped that in front, and there's Lindell. Lindell with a shot, blocked there by Turk. Webster battling hard there on Anderson, and Lindell forechecks and gets there into the corner. He's battling, he comes out with the puck. So good on the forecheck is Brody Lindell, and he comes out and he gets hit. And Webster's not going to like that, as that went straight, and William Webster's answered the bell, and he's going to give it to Anderson, as he wasn't happy with that extra check there on Brody Lindell. And Liam Webster standing up for his teammate, and he and Anderson will be sitting for 5, and it'll be interesting to see if there's anything else called as Brody Lindell went down.
Lindell's back up and seems to be okay. He's not happy, but he seems to be all right. And Dawes just...
There's plenty, yeah. So here we go. So if you look here, Lindell walked through. Here came in Anderson. Anderson, and he just stuck out that knee. Oh, yeah, tough on that one. You want to say it wasn't on purpose, but obviously the knee on knee, we've seen a lot of those happen here at Ice HQ. But Lindell's up and doesn't seem to be hurt. But no wonder Liam Webster's never going to let that stuff happen to his teammates.
Understandably so. That's a very similar thing. It's a very dangerous play when someone hits a knee like that. So it can cause career-altering injuries.
Yeah, for sure. So Brody Lindell, though, that all started from his forecheck, and he was able to evade through, and it looks like Harley Anderson will be sitting, and so will Webster for the fight, and we'll just wait to see what referee Craig Armstrong Frey has to say about the initial hit there on Lindell. So it looks like we're going to have a power play for the Ducks.
Good idea.
So let's just go back.
Petosa coming over to into the box for the Rampage.
Yeah, so I imagine what's happening is Anderson's going to get the penalty for the check there on Lindell. And then both Anderson and Webster obviously sitting for fighting or roughing, whatever they decide to call that one. So someone will have to come over and sit for Anderson's other penalty.
Well, Liam's gloves have definitely come on, so I don't think you can call that roughing. That's definitely a fight for him.
Yeah.
It remains to be seen how this one pans out. 2 in the box for Brisbane.
So far here, 2-1 game. Ducks, plenty of pressure in the first. They really dominated that period and the first half of the second. But since Brisbane scored that goal, it's really gone to their legs, and they've had some great opportunities. But Dane Davis has stood tall since then. So as I said, it looks like we're going to have a power play here for the Ducks.
This is a 4-on-3 though, and Gossi, I'd be a bit concerned if I were the Ducks. I wouldn't be taking this 5-on-4. Because even in a short-handed goal is something that Sobchak would absolutely love to do at this point, and we know he can do it. So the Ducks can't get complacent on this one.
So coming out, I think they had two power play goals yesterday. They'll be hoping to add to that tally, and Carpenter's going to keep that in on the blue line. He's going to send that deep for Ruddle. Ruddle sends it across over for Bennett. So Bennett on the near corner sends that off the skate of Dawes, and no one really knew where that was, but it went into the corner, and Sobchak's going to collect that, and Bennett just not able to keep it in, but a great job to evade Speck. Ruddle keeps that now, crosses the blue line. He's being chased there by Speck, and Ruddle's going to send that deep for Dawes. So Dawes in the corner, reverses that. Corey Stringer with it, battling Jones, using his big body there is Corey Stringer. Support there by Ruddle, allows his teammate to get it, but Sean Jones finally collects it and sends that down the length of the ice.
And Carpenter will race back to get it. Obviously, he wants to get the puck up quickly, take advantage of this penalty. They've got 1 minute and 15 seconds to play with the advantage.
So here we go. So Dawsey with his mouth guard half out of his mouth, his signature look when he puts the puck in the net. Let's see if he can add to his tally and get another hat trick here.
A bit of an uncharacteristic play there by Sobchak. He dumped the puck all the way down the other end. I thought he might have been one to carry it there, but he didn't.
So here we go. Here's Ryan Ruddle over the blue line. He's one-on-one, takes it, curls, has a look. He's going to send that back for Carpenter. Carpenter is going to reverse that into the corner, picked up there by Dawes. He does his own little stick bounce, a little juggle there, and sends it over for Ruddle. One-touch pass to Carpenter, slapper, saved there by Novi Sedlak. Gets into the corner for Ruddle. So Ruddle battling there now. He's got support from Dawes. Sobchak comes out with it, but not able to get it out. Carpenter sends that in onto the glove of Novi Sedlak, and he'll cover up for a face-off there to his right.
So that might have been a little bit of Dawsey saying, you know what, Sobchak, you can do it. So can I. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm going to bounce the puck around on my stick and flick it in the air. So I probably it wasn't premeditated.
Nice little juggle.
But showing the skills these guys have. It's pretty incredible hand-eye coordination.
So great to see Brody Lindell back out on the ice. So obviously he's not too hurt after that collision. He wins the face-off, and the puck comes out for Robertson. Just lost it there, and it just went over the line. So we'll have a face-off here.
In Robinson's defence, the lines here at Ice HQ are fairly in need of a redoing. It's a bit hard for him to see it, especially where he was. There's
I don't read lips, but I think that was maybe what he said.
Yes.
So here's Dawes, just evades, not able to get the puck deep though, and that allows Jones to send it down the length of the ice. Leo will get there first, and with 15 seconds remaining, we'll have one more rush here for the Ducks before we go back to 5-on-5. Ruddle sends it up for Robertson. Robertson over the blue line now. Takes it over the circle. Shot blocked there by Young. Robertson now has it in the corner. He's got big Dawes on the point. Dawes with it. Being chased. Dawes still with it. Shot. Scores! Hat and second straight hat trick.
So when we watch the lead up to this one, you can see the Dawes actually gets his pocket pick there, but then manages to recover it and still get the shot on. That's pretty amazing perseverance. Most players would think, oh, I've lost the puck, I'm not keep going. But
there we go. We got some hats on the ice. There we go.
But just watch this on the replay, and you see Dawes just finds that traffic and fires it through low. And Nova Sedlak finally lets one through, and their Ducks out now to a 3-1 lead.
So just so you guys can all see that too, right? You're allowed to throw your hat on the ice, and we'll give it back to you, not like in the NHL. So don't be afraid. Dawsey, with all these hat tricks, we want to see more of those chapeaus hitting the ground, right?
Just no octopus.
Maybe some bread.
Maybe some bread.
Feed the Ducks.
But no octopus.
So here we go. So Stringer now sends it across. Bale will collect it and reverse it, but Brisbane Rampage now not able to do much as the Ducks are continuing this rampant cycle that they have not an answer for. So Dawes in front for Stringer, fans on it, Tashuma shot. Oh my! What a save! Novi Sedlak absolutely robs Byron Tashuma, who had time and space in front of the net. Boy, oh boy.
Matosa dumping into the corner just to buy a bit more time, but it's still a fairly negative tactic from the Rampage there. I'm surprised they're not carrying the puck more.
Man, I can't wait to see the replay on that when we get the next whistle. And that whistle's coming up now. Hopefully Brennan can get that for us. So icing there. Look at this. So the shot by Stringer, and then there's Tashuma waits, and Novi Sedlak just gets the glove up. Oh boy, look at this. So Stringer gets the first one. He's down and out, Novi Sedlak, but he just gets the glove up. Unfortunately, the referee's just in that, but this will be the best view here. So look at this, makes the first save. He's down and out. Tashuma does the right thing, tries to be patient, but Novi Sedlak gets that glove hand up. Man,
away again.
What a save, bud.
6 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
There we go. So here's Corey Stringer finding Dawes. Dawes coming across the blue line. Here, curl shot, blocked there, still with it. There now, puck comes out, but there's Smith. So here comes the Rampage. They've got 3 players. Barnes over the blue line, gets it, takes a shot, saved there by Davis. And out in the corner is Carpenter, who sends that up for Bennett. Bennett chips it out, looking for Lindell, but intercepted by Jones. And all Barnes can do is tip that down the rest of the ice.
And my apologies for the dud call on the time. There's actually 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play. The clock was just a little bit out of sync there for us.
So here's Owen Sobchuk now. He's going to backhand that up for Lachlan Young, but intercepted. Nope, missed there by Bennett, which allows Barnes to send it in back. He looks to get it in front, but a great stick there by Davis to deflect that into the corner. Bennett now with it, sends it up to Lindell, who finds Gallagher. So Lindell sends it up to Gallagher. Gallagher over the blue line now waits. Across into Lindell, just missed him, and also missed Ruddle. But Ruddle now will reverse it in for Logan Gallagher. So here's Gallagher now in the corner. He's going to curl away from Bale, send that in front, but intercepted there by Sobchuk. Sobchuk finds Connor now. He takes it into the neutral zone. He doesn't have much, so he's going to try to slap that in, but fanned on that one, which allows Robertson to collect it. But Bale picks it up now. Lindell dropping it there. Back for Robertson, looking for Gallagher, but just misses him, which means we'll have an icing.
Icing all the way back there too. Connor there with getting his elbows a little bit high. He wants to be a bit careful of that, otherwise it could end badly for him. 1 minute and 51 seconds to play here in the second period. The Ducks up 3 goals to Brisbane 1. 28 shots to the Melbourne Ducks, 33 to Rampage. Nova Sedlak having a fantastic job for Brisbane. He's made some incredible saves.
He's kept them in it, that's for sure. But here's Chris Drake sending it up there for Gallagher. There's 3 Ducks. Gallagher, drop for Lindell. Just stick check there by Speck. And that allows the Brisbane Rampage to get out, but not far as Troy Robertson sends that back into the Rampage zone. But here comes Sobchak over the blue line. Winds, nice little toe drag around Robertson. In front, shot. Just goes wide. Bertassa now on the half wall. Sends that in front. Intercepted. And Lindell's going. He's being hooked there by Sobchuk, but no call. Lindell still with it. Still Lindell knocks down the 2 Rampage player, and he recycles out behind the net. Dawes with it now. There's a delayed penalty. Dawes finds Robertson, just misses it, and that goes down. And Brody Lindell not happy as he's getting hit multiple times by Turk. And Turk with the black eye saying, "I'm happy to go if you want to go."
I don't think Turk learned his lessons from yesterday.
Yeah. So here we go. So there's that little cross check and little hit to the back of the head there of Brody Lindell, and he wasn't happy with that, and that's why Turk will be sitting for another penalty.
And so this time the Ducks with a man advantage with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in this period, and they will also get an offensive zone face-off with a set play with a man advantage. Dawes is on for the Ducks, and it's always dangerous. He's got 3 so far. He's got all 3 of the goals today. He's having a ripper, and also not particularly happy there with that check on Lindell.
Yeah, so this is exactly what we spoke about yesterday. Was the big, and it's looking like it's going to be a major as we have another penalty coming in. Someone having to sit. So I would imagine they're going to be calling that one potentially a check to the head. Yeah,
we'll see what happens with that for Turk.
And so we'll have an extended power play here for the Ducks. Here we go. So we got the power play one out. Webster with Dawes and Ruddle. We've got Carpenter and Bennett there on the point. Puck gets sent down the length of the ice, and Dane Davis will come out and collect that there.
We'll give you an update on how long the penalty will be served for in just a moment.
So if you hear that, it's two minors to the same player. So 2 for a cross-check and 2 for a slash. So we'll have a double minor power play, so 4 minutes. But again, like yesterday, if the Ducks score in the first one, they'll stay on the man advantage. So Ruddle drops that there for Bennett. Bennett with it now, just waits, sends it across over for Carpenter. So he'll regroup in his own zone. He's being chased there by Sobchuk. Finds Carpenter, who looks up for Webster. Webster now in on Jones, kicks it to his stick, looks over, finds Dawes, and just going offside was Ruddle, yeah.
It's that invisible blue line. You can't quite see it here, and then Ruddle trying to dislocate his hip to stay onside. It wasn't quite going to work out for him. So Trubb there with 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 for slashing. He will sit for 4 minutes. So the Ducks will be starting the next period with a player advantage as well. 25 seconds to play in this period. Ducks up 3 goals to 1.
There, so Ruddle's waiting far over here. He's going to be looking for that quick pass to come across, but a face-off one forward there by Barnes forces Dane Davis to send that up to Ruddle. So Ruddle now in his own zone, looks across for Dawes, who chips it up for Carpenter. Carpenter now over the line, drops it, puck's still in, and Ruddle sends that down the length of the ice, and he'll give chase. 12 seconds remaining here, so the Ducks have it's now or never, sends it across just off the stick of Liam Webster, and Carpenter will reverse that there into the corner, and that'll be it.
So that concludes the second period. It was pretty feisty at times, and certainly very, very intense. So we had a section through there where it's some of the most intense hockey we've seen here at Ice HQ. The Ducks up 3 goals to 1, with Hayden Dawes getting the goal with 4 minutes to play, and Anthony Barnes there, the goal scorer for the Rampage, assisted by Anderson and Smith. Quite a few penalties there in the second period, but this time there weren't all Ducks. There was 4 penalties for the Rampage and just the 2 for Ducks, which makes a pleasant change for them. Shots on the net so far in that period, 11 shots by the Ducks and 17 for the Rampage. The Rampage out shooting, but on the whole, most of the shots weren't particularly high quality. They were from bad angles, and the Ducks doing a pretty good job of defending. An absolutely superb piece of desperation defence set up the Rampage's goal, and that was by number 11 for the Rampage, Lachlan Young, who stopped to all money yet another Dawes goal, or at least a cross-ice pass to Nova Sedlak, who would have been left absolutely hung out to dry. But beautiful desperation defence by Lachlan Young, setting up the dispossession of the Ducks, who then got scored against in the immediate counter-attack, which was an incredible display by him. So, Gossie, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, traded goals, as we mentioned. Dawes doing what he does best. And, the Rampage, they did have quite a bit of legs. Novi Sedlak stood on his head early in that second period. And when they scored that goal to have the deficit 2-1, you really thought that maybe that was going to be what they needed to finish off and get back into the game. But that parade to the penalty box all started really with the great forecheck of Lindell. He's been all over the ice so far in this mini series this weekend, and that's really allowed the Ducks to get back in it. And with this 2-goal lead going into the third, with the experience of the Ducks, you'd think that they'd be able to continue to keep in the lead. But never say never. These Rampage players, they know how to score. And when you got game breakers like Harley Anderson, Owen Sobchuk, Anthony Barnes, really anything can happen. So with that, it looks like what we're going to do is we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll be having our beloved Chukka puck going out on the ice, and we'll see if anyone can get right onto center ice with that one.
So we'll be back very shortly after this break with Chukka puck.
What's up, guys? This is Matt Watson coming to you from Ice HQ Melbourne inside Tony the Transporter. When I finished packing for this year-long adventure here down under and only had this much luggage, I assumed that I had forgotten something important, like an anti-venom for a snake bite. or a spider bite, or a bite of Vegemite. Man, that stuff's gross.
Oh, man.
Turns out that important item that I should have brought but didn't was a pair of hockey skates. That's right, you heard me correctly, hockey skates. Never in a million years did I think that by moving to Australia and living in a van, I would fulfill my lifelong dream of playing for a league hockey team. But that is exactly what happened. And stick around to the end of the video. You'll even get to see my very first and so far only goal.
What's comedy? What? You got some comedy? Huh? You wanted comedy? It's bad. What's in comedy?
Now, I'm well aware that being a Canadian in Australia, saying that I joined a ice hockey team to any Aussie I meet makes me a walking stereotype. How's it going, eh? What's great about hockey is that we get nose jobs without ever having to go to the hospital. Buddy, I'll fight a kangaroo if he drops his gloves. Yet, for some reason, despite being from the capital city of Canada, I played my first ever official league hockey game right here in Australia. If this ever gets back to our Prime Minister, Justin Bieber, oh man, he's gonna chop off my Justin Trudeau. This, my friends, is Ice HQ, home of the Melbourne Ducks and one of 2 arenas in this city. Yes, there are hockey rinks here in Australia, so stop being so darn ignorant. Seriously though, before joining this team, I didn't think there was ice here either. I discovered this incredible league when a fellow player came to one of my Melbourne Comedy Festival shows and invited me. And I was like, dude, just because I'm from Canada doesn't mean that I play ice hockey. Seriously though, how much is it? One of the biggest deterrents for getting into this sport for most people is the financial investment it takes to get all of the gear needed to play. In fact, that's the main reason why I didn't get to play growing up. Yet, for this particular community, not owning a single piece of hockey equipment isn't a problem. Included within your league registration fee for joining Ice HQ's C2 Adult Development Team, which is incredibly reasonably priced for the record, and that's saying something coming from me. I live in a van. The rink will provide you with absolutely everything you need to play, from the helmet on your head to the skates on your feet, and it can be borrowed before every game thanks to the head organizer, Jane, and her incredible commitment to everything involving this community. Then her equally passionate partner, Coach Carl, harnesses her labor of love, teaching every player the ins and outs of the good old hockey game, never losing his patience no matter how many times he's got to explain offside. Now, despite never playing an official ice hockey game in my life, I was pretty confident going in there, having watched the Toronto Maple Leafs play all season long. So I got my locker room excited to a 10 by saying I was Canadian and then didn't live up to the hype. What an absolute blast that was. I've played organized sports my entire life, and I'm here to tell you that this particular community is something special. I don't care where you're from. If you're involved with ice hockey in Australia, then you're darn passionate about this sport. Not only are all their games streamed on the Ice HQ YouTube channel, which I will link on the screen and the description below, but after playing only 3 games, I already feel a part of a family. One that sticks around to watch their peers play the next game, or gathers upstairs to watch a stream of the Melbourne Ducks all together, and gifts equipment from one player to another, including a brand spanking new pair of mitts from Coach Carl, guaranteeing I'll never get in a fight because these beauties are just too cozy to drop. So if you're in Victoria, Australia, and you want to play hockey, regardless of your financial situation or your skating ability, and even if you cheer for the Montreal Canadiens, you're welcome here at Ice HQ. And from this van-dwelling Canadian comedian in particular, thank you for making my dream come true. Hey, you beautiful person, by watching this video, you are already supporting me. So thank you so much for doing that. If you want to go a little bit extra, it's super easy and you can feel great about yourself because it helps me out a ton. Just give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and then just send it to a friend. Be like, check this guy out. He is hilarious. I've also got the Ice HQ YouTube channel linked over here if you want to see this crazy Canadian try to play hockey here in Australia. But that is it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next week.
A big thank you to our principal sponsor, Moondog Craft Brewery. Moondog World is just around the corner at 32 Chifley Drive in Preston. Visit their indoor lagoon with 72 beers on tap, Palmer's burgers and a whole lot more.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates, fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts, passion and power, performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been and always will be true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.
Which is really fun. So we've got quite a few contestants here that are all going to play Chukka puck, and as I said to you guys, the point is closest to the pylon, right? So we'll start off here.
My name's Will.
All right, Will, start us off. Let's see how you go. All righty, Will. Oh, not bad. That's pretty good. So we've got our marker. Nice job with Will. Who's next?
My name is Evie.
All righty, Evie. Let's see. Do you have a puck? All righty, Evie. Let's go. So you see where you need to go. All righty, let's stop. That's okay. It's okay. Not bad. All righty. So who do we have next?
My name's Eric.
All right, Eric. Give it a go. Ooh, I don't know. That's pretty close. We've got our top two so far. All right.
Theodore.
All right, Theodore. Let's see if you can get a little bit closer than that. Oh my! I think we have a new winner. Will's in the lead. So which one's closer out of those two? Who's next? Or wait. All right, Hudson. Here we go, Hudson. What we'll do, just so you can get a little bit, just so you're a little, get a little bit going. All right. Oh, Hudson, keep going. Sweep. Oh, nice job, though. Nice throw. Okay, who else still needs to throw? Who's next? Isabel. All right, Isabel. Oh, Isabel. Nice throw. I think we got our two closest, right? So we got Will and Isabel so far. Who's still yet to go? Mitch. Ready, Mitch? All right, let's go. We'll open the door for you to go, just so you can get a little bit to go. Take your time. You got this, buddy. Oh, Mitch has the technique. Keep going. Oh, just dive with a nice throw, though, Mitch. That was awesome. Has everyone taken a throw? Do we have anyone left? Yeah. Oh. Estelle. So last but not least, Estelle. That's probably the two closest we've ever seen. And Estelle. Oh, there we go. Okay, so our first two winners, we have Will and Isabel. So Isabel was the closest, and Will was second. So thank you so much. Come see Lovely tomorrow. She'll catch you guys with the trophy. So thanks so much, guys. Thank you for Chukka puck. And get out there and make sure you cheer out for the Ducks here again as we look to finish off this game. Oh, nice. Good job.
And welcome back, everyone, to Ice HQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for round 8, game 2 of the big clash between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. We're just about to start the third period. Bring you up to date on scores. At the moment, the Ducks leading the Rampage 3-1 after a split second period where each team scored a goal. The Rampage with 1 to Barnes and Dawes getting his hat-trick, his third goal for the game unassisted, to bring the Ducks back up to a 2-goal lead. We'll be coming into the third with the Rampage on a penalty kill. Jacob Turk serving a double minor, 2 minutes for a cross-check and 2 minutes for slashing with a minute to go in the previous period. So the Ducks will have just under 3 minutes of power play in this period to get started. They'll be on the way on the ice in just a second. Mr. Goss, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see the Rampage obviously need to kill off the end of this penalty, and then they're going to want to get on the offense as they've had some trouble scoring so far today, but we know that they definitely have the firepower. They're going to want to keep getting bodies in front of Dane Davis. I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but that's the only way you're going to be able to score on him, as he's having a real great game, being able to see the puck.
Well, that's absolute reality. The other thing that Rampage are going to have to do in this period is take more tactical risks. They're going to have to stop with those sort of nothing dumps of the puck into the deep. They're going to have to start carrying it in more and passing the puck into moving players. And as a result, sometimes they're going to get caught on offsides and sometimes they're going to get caught on icings. But they're going to need to start doing those stretch passes, getting out behind the Ducks and lifting their shot rate. I mean, they did get more shots than the Ducks, but they need to get quality shots. And that's what they haven't had, and Davis has been up to it so far as he comes on the ice now.
The Rampage are going to need to be led by their captain, I think, and Harley Anderson.
Yep.
We obviously know Sobchuk's going to be a threat, but we haven't seen much. Obviously, he's been on the score sheet, right? I mean, it's not like he hasn't done anything. He's got an assist today. He had a goal yesterday. But I think for them to get back in this, his best plays are those kind of deflections in front of the net, playing that pest in the slot, and I think that's what they're going to need to chip away at this 2-goal lead for the Ducks.
It certainly will have to take tactical risks, so it can go one of two ways when you do that. You either get a blowout or you get back in the game, and they've got to get 2 goals, at least one of them fairly quickly early on in the piece, and it's because they're starting off on the penalty kill. I'd be looking for Sobchak to try and do something special here and try and break up the Ducks play and see if he can get some sort of a solo F up through the middle. Or maybe they even go for a very deep forecheck and try something like that. But they're going to have to try something. They've got to get goals quickly, and they are starting off at a disadvantage on the penalty kill.
I mean, I know a couple of these were overtime, but they're facing 6 straight losses.
Yep.
And 7 of 8. So, I mean, to lose this one, that'll give them 7 straight losses. That's not something you would have thought when last time Brisbane came into town. And Owen Sobchak's hauled down. He's going to chip that back to Jones.
And he's got a penalty.
So we're going to have a penalty to the Ducks, which will be exactly what the Rampage we're hoping for here to start the third period. So Sean Jones turns away from the on-rushing Dawes. Bennett forechecks and gets a hand on it, or gets a stick on it, rather.
I think, too, that, and not to suggest that there was an embellishment there, but I think Sobchak probably could have stood up over that one when the stick went between his legs. He's a better skater than that. But there's no real incentive to stand up if you've been tripped in that situation, and getting the advantage back would help his team.
Yeah, no one said it was intentional, but it's still a trip, right?
Yep. You still have to call it.
Exactly. So here we're going to have some 4-on-4, which will give Sobchak a little bit of extra space. But as great as Sobchak is with that extra time and space, so is Brody Lindell, who's also out there. So let's see what we have here. We have Webster wins the face-off. Carpenter collects it on the half wall. He's got Lindell chasing. Great stick there by Bertassa, but Lindell's able to collect, and he'll take that into his own zone. Being chased by Anderson. Lindell still with it, curling, intercepted there by Sobchak, but the puck squirts out there for Drake. He looks for Webster, and Webster collects, half break, in alone, see, what a save! Oh my! Novi Sedlak! My lord!
Webster can't believe his eyes.
Oh!
How did that not go in?
I don't think anyone can. He outweighted the netminder, put on a couple moves, and somehow, Inspector Gadget-like, that leg just came out of nowhere. Oh! Nick Novi Sedlak. Bow down.
If the Rampage do end up winning this one, then Novi Sedlak is the man of the day.
And again on the rebound, Novi Sedlak.
And it's got to be said too, he's a little bit lucky there too, but if you're in the right place, you take advantage of the luck.
Oh,
Not that time.
there it is. So he makes a great save, but a little bouncer squirts past him, and they get rewarded anyway. And I think that goal is going to get credited to Liam Webster as he won that face-off forward, and that just kind of bounced past Novi Sedlak.
So that's the opposite roll of the dice. Previously, Novi Sedlak was lucky. This time, Novi Sedlak was not lucky. And in it goes. Lindell was there to see it go in, but again, I think you're right, Gossi. It looks like it was purely a Liam Webster face-off goal.
Yeah, so he won that, curled around, just off the foot of Jones. Yeah, so Liam Webster, while he would have hoped to score the beauty on the breakaway, gets rewarded anyway, and the Ducks are now up by 3 as they scored on that 4-on-4. There we are. So Liam talking on the bench, probably saying I should have scored that one, but you know what? As hockey happens, it all looks the same on the score sheet. So shot there by Dawes goes high and wide. Stringer picks it up on the half wall, sends that into the corner, but no one was there, so Jones able to send that deep. And here comes Harley Anderson, captain of the Rampage, on a breakaway shot, scores! Harley Anderson answers the bell, and in less than 15 seconds later, the Brisbane Rampage have clawed one back.
And we're back to a 2-goal game. That didn't take very long at all, did it, Anton?
No, and what did I say? Who did it need to be? Harley Anderson. The captain came in and he just shot that bar down. What a goal by the Brisbane Rampage.
That's
Rev up the engines, Harley.
They needed the depth. They needed to be not just Sobchak, and that's what they needed from the team.
There we go. So we're back to a 2-goal lead here for the Melbourne Ducks. 4-2 here with a minute left on the 4-on-4. I'll tell you what, I can get used to 4-on-4 hockey between these two teams. Nothing but excitement.
I'm not sure that the team managers could, though, so it gets your heart rate going.
I can still nearly I can nearly breathe after that amazing save by Novi Sedlak. That was only a few seconds ago, and we've had 2 goals. Man,
there we go again.
This is exciting. So here we go. Mr. Carpenter with the puck, sends it over to Hayden Dawes. Hayden Dawes taking it in. He's got 2 Brisbane Rampage players with him, but he walks around him. Hayden Dawes in front, but blocked there by Bertassa. He was looking for Stringer, but Bertassa intercepted that, and that's Bale now behind the net being watched by Stringer. Sobchak comes out with the puck now in the corner. Head up, taking a look, evades Stringer, and now he's got some speed. So here's Sobchak 1-on-3, walks there around Robertson with it on the backhand shot. Glove save there by Davis. Bertassa pinches, sends that high and into the netting, so we'll have a face-off here in the Duck zone.
And we've got about 30 seconds left on the 4-on-4, and then it will be a 5-on-4 advantage to the Rampage.
And just what a shot there by Anderson. Just loads that up on the front leg and just made no mistake and hit that bar down. So here he is facing off against Webster, the 2 goal scorers that just traded goals mere seconds apart. Anderson battling with it, puck squirts out into the corner, and there's Barnes. Takes a shot off the stick there of Davis and out of play, so we'll have a face-off there to his left.
And Davis did a good job there, just to closing up that post, making sure that nothing could sneak in. He got caught out there yesterday when the Sobchak managed to pop a puck off his back of his knee and drive one into the net, so he's been obviously been stung by that one and being a bit more careful with how he blocks up that post. A few more seconds left.
I would also like to just make an apology to Mr. Jones. His name is Nick Jones, not Sean Jones. Just seen that on the game sheet. So apology for calling you Sean all weekend, mate. But here we are. So here's Nick Jones with the puck, sends that deep into the zone. Collected there by Chris Drake, who sends the puck up, but intercepted there by Barnes. He's got Anderson in front. Anderson just not able to get a stick on it, and that goes into the corner. Rampage recycling it. Barnes gets there first. Gonna put that behind the net, but no one's home. So Ruddle will get there first, being watched by Anderson. Rubbed out, and Anderson gets the puck. Sends that to the point. Nick Jones not able to collect, and here comes Webster. Webster and Bertassa scores! Liam Webster through the 5-wall of Novi Sedlak, and he gets his second in mere minutes. And it's a 5-2 lead now here for the Ducks.
Yeah, just to bring you up to speed on the opportunity that was created there, that happened just after Bennett got back on the ice. And so it was technically a power play goal for the Ducks. The Ducks had a man advantage there. As Bennett came charging on the ice, immediately got a check in the corner, and then we get a turnaround and Webster out the other end. Makes no mistake.
What a goal.
We're back to a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, great job there for those of you watching at home. That play. Obviously, Liam Webster comes in, uses the defender as a little bit of a screen, and made no mistake and put that through the wickets. So what are we in? 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the game so far, and we've had an amazing save by Novi Sedlak. We've had 3 goals. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy going on right now here in the third period at Ice HQ. And here comes Bennett. Bennett over the blue line. Bertassa falls, drops that for Webster. Webster with it now, and he's looking to get into the hat trick party as well, as we've got 5 goals, 3 for Webster. 3 for Dawes and 2 for Webster. Brody Lindell there in the corner, battling against Bertassa. Lindell still battling. Puck comes out for Robertson. Robertson takes a shot, deflected. Bennett's in front, picked up by Sobchak. Head bounces back, but no high stick called in the play. Here's Lindell in front, over. Shot in Ruddle. Oh my! Just misses. Lindell still with him with a shot. Saved there by Novi Sedlak. And Sobchak sends that down the length of the ice. But Robertson will get there before we get down to the red line, so there'll be no icing. He's being chased there by Connor. He'll drop that there for Dawes. So our hat trick hero so far, Hayden Dawes, sends it up to Lindell, who chipped that over for Carpenter, but no one was home there on the blue line, allowing the Rampage to regroup.
So that little impact there that Sobchak had was actually a bit of an own goal. He ran into one of his own players.
So here we go. So here's Byron Tashuma now over the blue line, takes it to the half wall, takes it into the corner. He's being watched by Nick Jones. Nick Jones lays the body, but in comes Stringer to collect the puck. Hayden Dawes now collects it. He's got Leo on the point. Hayden Dawes throws it on. Great save there by Novi Sedlak. Dawes still with it now. He's got Carpenter on the point. He sends it to him. Carpenter winds up, takes a shot. That goes wide, but Dawes first one there. He's got Byron Tashuma, and he's got Stringer in the other corner, so he sends it to Stringer. Stringer tries to regroup it, comes to Tashuma, just chips out. Hayden Dawes is going to get there. Over to Tashuma on the half wall now. Tashuma still with it, walks to the top of the circles, winds up shot into the glove there of Novi Sedlak, but it's loose. There's Stringer save. What a close save, Nick Jones! Oh my! Nick Jones, the hero again, blocking another sure goal. That's his second save this game.
Yeah, some amazing desperation there by the Rampage defence there, with Jones. The Rampage have just had some very much sustained pressure, and to their misfortune, that icing call is going to keep those guys on the ice. And they've just been absolutely pummeled for 60 seconds, and they are stuck on. The Ducks can get a change, and because it's an icing call,
let's see if we can see this one. So there's the save, Novi Sedlak. Oh no, that's the one that just handcuffed Ruddle. That nearly went in. But that's the one there. Look at that glove save. Nick Jones, save of the game. Save of the game. Nick Jones.
An amazing piece of play. But again, the Rampage stuck on the ice, and those defensive players now with a chance to get a change if they can. They are desperate to get off the ice. They have been pummeled for 60 seconds, and they're whistled back, and they're going to stay on. They will be absolutely desperate to get off the ice.
Are we going to see this one again? Yeah, look at this. Look at this from the top. That's going top shelf, and Nick Jones dives across, glove save, and a beauty. Well, we know who the third string goaltender is for the Rampage, right? If someone needs to throw on the pads, it's going to be Nick Jones. And here's Ruddle, shot, saved by Novi Sedlak. Lachlan Young sends it up on the half wall now, collected by Drake. He's going to send that deep. Puck now with the Rampage and Anderson, looking to get it out, and he does. Troy Robertson gets there first and sends it up to Webster. Has to wait for Ruddle to touch up, but he does. Drops it for Lindell, walking in, around Young, shot, scores! Brody Lindell does it again! He scores for the second straight game, and the young Canadian is doing what he does best.
You can see that on the replay, straight through the 5-hole there of Novi Sedlak. It's got to be said, he's going to start opening up now. The fatigue of what he's had to do over the last 2 days. Took a pounding yesterday and again today.
Yeah.
Lindell with every right there to celebrate. He's been targeted a bit today by the Rampage. They've needed to shut him down, and he's just kept coming and persevering. And justifiable, beautiful reward there for his enterprise and effort.
I'm glad to see young Brody getting on the score sheet. I mean, we're obviously at the rink so often here, you and I, Carl. But the kid has so much swagger, and he's been talking about it all week, and he's been rewarded for all his industrious work. First on the forecheck always, and always nice to see it on the goal. So here's Stringer now, curls around, sends it in front, but that's just out of the reach of Bennett. So out to come the Rampage now through Santilli, sends that high and into the bench. So we'll have a face-off there in the Rampage zone.
Okay, we'll just get an updated time. I'm pretty sure it's not 14 minutes left to play. I think it's a little bit less than that. We'll get the clock sorted out. But shots 40 to the Ducks, 35 to Brisbane. The Ducks have been rampant in this last 5 minutes of this period, and they're up 6 goals to 2.
So as we stand, it's 3-point nights for both Hayden Dawes and Liam Webster. Webster with 2 goals and an assist, and Hayden Dawes with the 3 goals, and Brody Lindell with that last one. So great job so far here for the Ducks against the Rampage. They've been too good, and it looks like the Rampage are going to be facing 7 straight losses, which, you know, when they came here early in the season, they looked like they'd be challenging for top of the ladder, but it just seems to be falling apart for them so far here at the end of the season.
They've had a number of injuries and illnesses, which has cost them a lot when they're travelling. Doesn't help.
Sure.
It's one of those things, again, with that McTaggart with that second string in the attack, that's really knocked them around a bit.
Puck's loose there in front. Lindell comes off the bench, sends that deep, and he's getting hit by Speck. And there we go, nice forecheck there by Tashuma. Poke checked out by Novi Sedlak. Tashuma battling in the back there by Turk, who gets it up for Smith. Nice little stick lift there by Dawes. Keeps the puck in only momentarily, but Dawes will collect it and look in for Tashuma. Tashuma just curled to stay onside. He'll get there first and negate the icing, but Nick Jones then reverses it for Young and collects it. So Brody Lindell there on the half wall. Robertson sends it in. Smith now with it. Has a peek and sends it up to the big boy Barnes. So here's Barnesy coming in, takes it to the backhand, sends it in front, rebound. Oh, what a shot! Save! Puck's loose though, and it's out with Ruddle. So here comes Ruddle now. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to drop that forward up to Lindell. Lindell over the blue line, waits, holds up, sends a backhand, intercepted there by Nick Jones. So here comes Nick Jones with a backhand pass up to Anderson, sends it around Robertson, and Connor's going to get there and chip that forward. Puck out to Barnes. Barnes shot! What a save there by Dane Davis, and you can see the look on Barnesy's face. He's exhausted and just wanted a little bit of luck there to hopefully go in the net, but not today.
To the credit of these guys from Brisbane, they have absolutely played their hearts out in the last 2 periods.
Look at that blocker
save. A little bit slack in the first bit of the first period, but they have absolutely lifted and drilled themselves into the ground as hard as they can in this second and third.
Yeah.
Full credit to their effort.
Yeah, looking on the bench, the boys are gassed. They've just been a little bit outmatched, and as you said, you know, a few illnesses, a few injuries haven't helped them so far here. And Ruddle's clapping for it. Lindell's gonna find him. Oh, just not able to keep it in, but negates the icing. Ruddle rims it around, and there's Connor. So Connor now breaking. Chris Drake back, and he collects it, and Davis is going to send that over to Webster. Intercepted by Bertassa off the stick there of Drake into the corner, and Carpenter will battle there against Connor. Carpenter, Connor, Bale, Lindell, all battling there in the corner. Webster comes in as well, so we've got 5 skaters there. It's going to squirt out there now for Turk. Gets over to Chris Drake, who sends the backhand out, and that's going to go down the length of the ice and allow Sobchak to collect. So we've got 11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the third period. Ducks up by 4, 6-2. It's pretty safe to say it's now or never if you're the Rampage, right? You got to get one quick if you're going to hope to get in.
They need 2 very quick goals.
So here's Trevor Leo behind the net. He's been outstanding so far this game as well, coming back from the shoulder injury. Robertson chips it up for Ruddle. Ruddle over the blue line now. He's got Webster and Stringer. Webster to Stringer. Rebound, save. Now still with it, scores! Ryan Ruddle scores again for Mom and Pop, who's here from New Zealand in the crowd. And the Ducks have lucky number 7.
The Rampage just running out of legs now. It's no surprise. They've put their absolute hearts into this game, but they're running out of legs now, and it's just going to start to fall apart.
Nick Jones was nearly there to make another kick save, but couldn't do it again, and Ruddle puts the puck in the back of the net.
So reminiscent of the way Dawes scored one of his late period goals in a not that long ago game against the.
That's a goal scorer's goal. Like, he's behind the goal line when he connects on that one. We're gonna have a little timeout here by the Rampage as the Melbourne Ducks have been really on the rampage there in the offensive zone.
They have, yes. It's a bad choice of words, but we'll run with it.
There we are. So I think, that's young Nick just talking with his dad there on the bench, who's backing up the young netminder here. By all means, it hasn't been Nick Novi Sedlak that's been causing the goals to go in. He's been playing absolutely amazingly. It's just been a few of the defensive breakdowns there for the Rampage, and when you have the high-flying offense of the Melbourne Ducks, any mistake's going to end up in the back of the net.
So just to bring you up to speed on the ladder, assuming this game finishes with a Melbourne Ducks win, the Ducks will have 34 points and well clear on the top of the ladder from Adelaide with 25. So they have a 9 points or a 3 clear game lead going into the next 2 rounds, which will put them in good stead to not be guaranteed at first place, but pretty close to.
And there we have it. We've got young Tommy Forrest. He's coming into net for his first minutes as a Melbourne Duck, fresh off the victory of fresh off his victory at the Tange Cup for the under-18s. He'll get his first taste here for Melbourne.
And he's been here for every single game, standing by, a huge part of the team, Tommy Forrest. And we saw him at the Pro League play some fantastic games, and we're looking forward to seeing him get some credit of some minutes sometime here for these last 11 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some space for Dane Davis on the bench. Eh? He's a big boy. He's going to have a lot to say. So nice to see young Tommy Forrest getting some time here as the Ducks are up 7-2 with 11 minutes remaining. So here we are with the Brisbane Rampage in their own zone. Sends it up, looking for Smith. Carpenter collects it, sends it deep, and Dawes will try to collect that, but Harley Anderson intercepts. So Anderson for the Rampage, sends that off the wall. Bennett will be first back here for the Ducks. He's got Carpenter with him, and he'll reverse that for him now. And Carpenter will drop that and keep that away from Anderson. So nice job there. Sends the stretch pass looking for Bennett, but intercepted there by Young, who sends it over to Nick Jones. Nick Jones sends it up to Anderson. Not able to corral any real offensive pressure as the Brisbane Rampage lose it there, and that's Gallagher now in the corner. So Gallagher in on Young, gets rubbed out, and Young wins the puck. Stringer, though, now with it. Anderson rims it around, and that's going to go down the length of the ice. But with Bennett able to get there, just waving that off, as they reckon he probably could have skated a little quicker.
So that little puck handling error there by the Rampage, it's just a symptom of fatigue. They're absolutely nailed. They have played their hearts out, but it hasn't been enough today with 10 minutes to play and a 5-goal deficit.
So here we are with the Melbourne Ducks. Ruddle gets it deep. Ruddle still with his shot into the chest there of Nick Novisedlak.
Well, that said, the Maple Leafs have lost from here.
Not 7-2. I know we were up 5-0 once and lost 6-5 to Ottawa, but never 7-2. Now here we go. So I mean,
under 10 to play, and 7 goals to 2 to Rampage to the Ducks.
So Webster wins the face-off back to Ruddle, and Sobchak tries to clear that and just gets it out. And with Webster touching that in the corner, we'll have a face-off here, just outside the Rampage zone.
So in terms of goals now.
It's funny, last night I went to Moondog World with some of the Ducks. Every Saturday night they go post-game. And I had a quick chat to Trevor Leo, and he was saying how he's just recovering from that shoulder injury, but how he got set up with some new CCM gear out of the new shop, and he was amazed at how different the gear is now and how much more comfortable it feels. And there we go, Tommy Forrest, hell of a save, your first one in the Pacific League, and the fans are letting him hear it. Great job to the young netminder. That
gives him his first shot in the Pacific Hockey League.
Yeah, look, he's got the big smile on his face. He's like, come on, guys. I'm a real goalie. No, great job to the young man. He's 17 years old. Bright future here for the Melbourne Ducks. So here's Troy Robertson now with the puck. Circles behind his net. He takes it, still with it, getting speed. Takes that into the zone. He's going to walk there around Nick Jones. Send it in front. Puck's loose again. Rebound. Saved into the glove of Nick Novisedlak.
Novisedlak again with the safe set of hands. He's up to, I'm just trying to get you how many saves he's had so far. According to our books, he has made 39 shots on, so 33 saves.
He's 43 shots to the Ducks.
43 shots to the Ducks, sorry.
Yeah. So 38. Jeez, the guy faces a lot of shots, eh? Here we go, so Sobchuk over the blue line, trying to get around Carpenter. Takes a shot, going roof, but just misses. And that whistle goes as I believe that might have hit nets off.
Nets off the post. It's again, the net is off its posts again. It's done that a few times down that end through this game.
Must say, Tommy looks good in net. Tommy looks good. Glad to see him out there. He's been practicing so hard every week. He deserves every minute that he gets here. So nice job there by the Brisbane Rampage. They're going to recycle that deep, but Bennett's going to get there first. He sends it over to the near corner, and Stringer gets there. Blocked in by Turk, who gets absolutely drilled by Hayden Dawes. And Tashuma, nice little spinorama to evade the Brisbane defender. Goes in industrious work as he does. Forces the interception there for Stringer. He tried to find a Ducks player in front, but that was intercepted by Sobchuk, who could only send that into the corner. Bale with it now, sends it long, and that's going to go down the length of the ice. And with Carpenter first back, we'll have another icing.
And another opportunity for the Ducks with the Rampage stuck unable to change. And if you're not 100% sure of how that rule works, you can't get a change if you've iced the puck. So Rampage stuck on the ice. They'd be pretty keen for their defensive players to get a change, but they can't do it.
So this line's been great for the Ducks. Dawes, flanked by Stringer and Tashuma. And the puck squirts into the corner, and Turk's going to reverse that, and Stringer's going to chase in hard. So Stringer now not able to get there, and that's Nick Jones now who reverses it up, and that's Smith. Great pinch there by Robertson, and Tashuma still with it. Tashuma being hit by two Rampage players, but that allowed Stringer to get it. Out to Robertson, stick lifted, down Tashuma, puck squirts into the corner, into the slot. Oh, great job, Robertson, to pick the pocket there, Sobchuk, but Turk got there first. So here's Smith now, just able to get it out, but only as far as center ice, and that was intercepted then by Robertson. Stringer evades the check there of Sobchuk, and that allowed Bertassa to get the puck out, but Brisbane not able to do much. It's been all Ducks. They've got all the swagger here tonight, and in his own zone is our glove save and a beauty, Nick Jones. And Nick Jones will take it in himself, so he's going to try to go and score after making a couple great saves for his team. Brings it in front, great save there by Tommy Forrest. Puck now still behind the net. Harley Anderson with it. Still with it is Anderson. He's going to send that deep into the corner.
Great work there by Drake, tying him up, not giving any room to move.
There we go. So puck now with Lindell, finds Ruddle. Ruddle over the blue line, in with it, drops it for Lindell. Lindell, back to Ruddle, shot! Carpenter, saved there by Novi Sedlak. Puck still with Lindell in front for Ruddle. Still with Ruddle, comes out, Carpenter has it, takes it, finds his forehand, takes the shot, deflected there into the corner. Lindell just not able to get there, and Harley Anderson rims it around for Anthony Barnes. So big boy Barnes now finds Connor, but a great job by Webster just to get a stick on it. Ruddle collects the bouncing puck, takes it in over the blue line. Ruddle takes it wide, still Ruddle around, still Ruddle, trying to find the streaking Bennett, but just missed him. And here's Anderson now, chips it around Leo. Anderson on the right wing, shot, save, another shot, save, what a save! Tommy Forrest, holy smokes! Welcome to the Pacific League, young man! You just robbed the Brisbane Rampage.
Beautiful blocker save there by Tommy. That's earned his pay for today, that's for sure.
That was a gaping net, and everyone in this arena would have thought the Brisbane Rampage were going to score, but Tommy Forrest said no. So here we are, puck comes out, Trevor Leo sends it deep.
6 minutes left to play in the game. 5-goal lead
Intercepted
to the
there
Ducks.
by Bertassa. He sends that back behind the net, and this is Cedra. So Cedra has it. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to drop that there for Turk. Turk looks up, sees a little bit of a lane. He's going to take it. Goes in. He's in on Dawes, and Dawes lays him down. Sit down, bud. Big boy Dawes showing Turk where he needs to go.
I think Turk's made himself too many friends in this game, in the Ducks, and
look at this. Let's see the save. So makes the first one, stretches out, paddle save. Tommy Forrest. Oh boy. First save comes out. That's a sure goal. Nope. Stick save and a beauty. I could watch this all day.
I think you probably will. We'll be watching reruns all week. There's a game on that,
Tommy Forrest. Here comes Stringer in on a breakaway. Stringer shot just goes wide. Nice job there by Novi Sedlak to track Stringer, but intercepted there by Dawes. Dawes with it, waits, Dawes still with it, tried to send it, but a sprawling Novi Sedlak, and he looked back at Dawes and said, "Yeah, right, bud."
Not today, no more.
There we go. So there's a little bit of swagger going on everywhere. Nice little spinorama there by Carpenter. The boys are all having some fun here now. So there's Santilli battling with Leo. Puck comes out. Carpenter collects it. He's got a streaking Dawes, and he finds him. So nice little flip pass. And here comes Dawes over the blue line. He's got Stringer with him. Dawes, toe drag, shot, scores! Hayden Dawes! stares down the netminder and says, "There you go, bud." And Nick Novisedlak, he comes out kind of worried, but Hayden Dawes, another 4-goal game. That's 8 goals in 2. He has had one hell of a series. Look at that stare down.
There's no need for Dawes time today. He's been a clutch player in the past, but today he's just almost making a mockery of the ease at which he makes it look like. Now, of course, none of these are easy. They're all amazingly good quality shots.
They've had no answer for Hayden Dawes. Oh, boy.
I think it'll be party time at Moondog tonight for the Ducks.
Yeah.
With just a few minutes to play now. It's under 6 minutes to go, I think, and with now an 8-goal-2 lead, it's blown out to 6 goals in front for the Ducks.
I'll tell you what, if you reverse that, right, obviously look at this goal. So he's got Stringer, so it just goes top shelf. But if you looked at the play before then, right, Dawes went in and he could have gone for the shot, but he waited and wanted to send the pass over to Tashuma. Get a couple other boys in on the scoring party, right? And Novisedlak pounced out, and he had a few words. There's Ruddle, shot, save Novisedlak. Over to Webster, but here comes Smith. Smith chips it to himself, held back there by Webster, but no penalty. So he pounced out, and he had a few words to Dawes on that, and Dawes just smiled and said, "No worries, I'll score on you." Came back and got a beauty. Ooh, off the bell. There was Liam Webster, who turns and twists away, sends it in front. There's Ruddle, shot! Saved there by Novisedlak. Ruddle again, squirts out. Smith gets his stick to it and comes down the end of the way. So
just over 4 minutes to play in this game. Sorry about the timing system showing you the wrong time. It's just under 4 minutes to go.
There we go. So puck squirts out here. Lachlan Young finds Connor. Back to Young. Sends it in just off the leg there of Webster, who is changing.
Not sure here if we're going to get if that's an offside. Yep, just an offside.
Here we go. So look at this. Corey Stringer comes in. Great save there by Novisedlak. But that was the goal. No, just hell of a job. Nick Novisedlak, listen, you've had a great game. I know 8 have gone past you, but you have played well, but the Ducks have just been too good. So here's Dawes now over, takes another shot. And I think after the few words, and look there, Novisedlak giving it to him again. Now Dawes is going to want to put a bunt past him. And there's Stringer's shot, saved by Novisedlak. Here comes Rintala out there. He's got it now. Rintala with the puck, intercepted by Nick Jones. Nick Jones now goes down. Hayden Dawes there battling. Barnesy with it. So here's Barnes for Brisbane. Sends it across on the backhand. Block checked there by Stringer. With the puck now is Jack Carpenter. Tries to evade Anderson, but Anderson got a stick on it, and the puck goes into the corner. Anderson reverses it up for Rintala now, who sends it across looking for Stringer. Just out of his reach, Bennett will give chase, but Bertassa will reverse it over to Young. Young's got Barnesy if he wants to find him, but sends it over to Bertassa instead.
3 minutes now left to play.
Off the backhand in, and Robertson collects it. So here comes Troy Robertson with a stretch pass over to Bennett. Bennett crosses the red line and sends it deep for the Ducks to give chase. So not much going on if you're a Rampage fan. I mean, this is so far 15 goals against in these 2 games. A puck drop for Webster, drop for Robertson, shot, saved by Novisedlak.
I've got to disagree with you, Gossie. I think there's a lot here for the Rampage. They've been outplayed on the whole through this game, but one thing they've shown an enormous amount of character. They have not given up and they have not let up through this entire game. They've manufactured opportunities all the way through. So yeah, they're going to go down today, but they've got two rounds to play over the next 2 weeks against the Coast, and if they win them, they're in the finals. And look, you can't write this team off. When they get McTaggart back, this is a very dangerous team. So I think they've shown a lot of promise.
So here's Ruddle now battling in the corner. He's being watched there by Bertassa. Cedra's in there, and so is Santilli, but out comes Ruddle. Finds Webster with the shot, scores! Get your hats on the ice! We've got another Melbourne Ducks hat trick, and this time it's Liam Webster with his 3rd goal of the game to make it 9.
It's a 7-goal lead, which is obviously great for the Ducks. Tommy Forrest will be pretty pleased with that. He's having a bit of a party there down at his end. He's had a couple of magnificent saves that have put him to the test. And I think Rampage, the scoreboard obviously not good for them, but they have not played badly. They just run out of legs. That's what happens when you get pummeled and you're injury depleted and you're sickness depleted and you're travelling. These things just add up. And I don't think you can take anything away from them.
I wonder what Dawsey and Sobchuk had a little chat there at center ice. A little smile between the 2 Canadians. So puck sent deep there by the Ducks. Stringer giving chase. Stringer still with it. Now reverses it. And there's Dawes with the puck. Finds Stringer on the half wall. Stringer being watched by Smith, and Dawes comes in and finds Robertson there on the point. Robertson with a shot, deflected and covered up there by Novi Sedlak. And with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining, Nick Novi Sedlak and the Brisbane Rampage are just waiting for the pain to end.
And you can see Ryan Rintola with another shift on the ice. He'll be looking forward to using that magnificent shot that he has. He's quite famous for having one of the best shots in the Pacific.
There we go, shot! Trevor Leo just goes wide. So here's Nick Jones here in the corner, being watched by Stringer. Nice move to get around him, but he's being chased there by Dawsey. Puck squirts out now from Leo, who finds Dawes just out of his reach, but Stringer will get there. Just protects the puck, intercepted there by Anderson. So Anderson now 1-on-4, gets hit by Robertson. So the Ducks taking no prisoners, despite having the 7-goal lead. And with the puck going down the length of the ice, Nick Jones gets there first, and we'll have an icing in the offensive zone.
Robertson looking there for a change. He'll have to come back on. I don't think he'd be too worried. The Ducks at the moment are floating on air at the moment, the way they're moving, and the Rampage just struggling to keep their legs moving, one foot in front of the other. They've played their absolute hearts out.
It's funny, you mentioned it pre-game when we were chatting off air, that we haven't seen very many games that have been 2 blowouts in a row on a weekend. Usually a team comes back, and it was very close, really, up until this third period. And the Ducks now just everyone's getting on the score sheet now. They just seem to be doing everything right, and Brisbane Rampage not able to find the back of the net. And they'll go 7 losses in a row, which is definitely not what you want leading into finals.
Well, it's certainly not what we expected when they first came here and played against the Ducks in that round 2, where they played some magnificent hockey. So round 2, round 3, I think it was, where we split the round against them. And I think that was actually their last win.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to take anything away from any of the netminders playing tonight, but I'd like to say the 2 best saves, I think Nick Jones with the glove save on the line, and Tommy Forrest with his spreading with that diving stick save. Unreal by those 2, and if you pick your goal, I mean, there's been 11 of them. There've been some absolute beauties here tonight and this whole weekend.
Well, I still think one of the best plays was an earlier on defensive effort by Rampage when they shut down an attack and turned it into a counter attack and a goal.
Oh, Lachlan Young, that was that sprawling play of Lachlan Young.
Yeah, I don't think that to my mind was the play of the game.
Well, that was 2-0 scoreline, right, and it allowed it to win 2-1.
Yep.
Very different than where we're at right now. But with just under a minute left, we'll see if the Ducks can make it 10 here with Carpenter. So Carpenter over the line, takes a shot, in front, deflected. Ruddle keeps it in, sends it into the corner. Here's Logan Gallagher now with the puck, sends it in front, looking for Carpenter, kept in by Bennett. Bennett shot, intercepted there by Sedra, and Sedra's going to look up here for Santilli. Santilli over the blue line, wants to get on the party, stops, still with it, Santilli, walks into the slot, shot, save, kick save there, and a beauty by Forrest. Shot there, save again by Forrest, puck goes into the corner, and Bennett sends it into the half wall, and that's it. So the Ducks win 9-2. Tommy Forrest playing his first minutes here late, made a couple great saves, but 4 goals by Hayden Dawes and another 3 by Liam Webster was all the Ducks needed to win their 2nd in a row here at Ice HQ.
So a fantastic game there by the Ducks in the end. We expected to go 1 or 2 ways in this third period. It was either going to, the Rampage were going to have to throw everything, all their chances at it, and it could have evened up fairly quickly or ended in a blowout, and it did end up in a pretty bad blowout for them to finish off with the Ducks winning 9-2, which leaves them well and truly on the top of the Pacific ladder at the moment, and the Coast in striking distance of Brisbane for getting up into 3rd and making place in the finals. And those 2 teams will be playing off for the next 2 weeks against each other, and Melbourne will be playing against Adelaide first of all here next week, and then the following week over in Adelaide for 4 games again. Now, interestingly, Melbourne haven't played Adelaide since round 1, and those 2 games were, look, if honestly I was an Adelaide fan, I'd be thinking we were probably a bit unlucky not to go away with at least 1, in fact probably 2 wins, where those games were very closely fought indeed, and the Ducks are a little bit lucky. So shots on for this game, 53 shots to the Ducks, 44 to the Rampage, but that didn't really blow out until the 3rd period. It was much closer through the 1st and 2nd. In fact, most of the time the Rampage did outshoot the Ducks through the first 2 periods, but just not quite the same quality of shots. And Dane Davis, of course, the wall of Dane made it very, very difficult for them to score against. We'll just bring you up to date now on the ladder altogether. So all teams now have played 16 games. The Ducks have won 10 with an overtime win and 2 overtime losses, and that gives them a total of 34 points. Avalanche 16 games, 7 wins, and they've got 25 points. Rampage now 16 games, 6 wins, and they've got 20 points. And the Coast 16 games with 4 wins and 17 points. There's 12 points available for all of the teams to play. 2 more rounds of 2 games each, so 6 games per weekend, 3 games per game available. The maximum points that the Ducks could finish up with is 46, which if they win all 4 games against Adelaide, which is possible, but I'd be surprised if they get that far through. Avalanche could still steal first place, but they've got to get 9 points up on the Duck, which means we need to win 3 and get an overtime game against the Ducks to take first place off the Ducks in the next 2 series. So Ducks certainly aren't guaranteed of finishing in first place. But if you were a betting man, that's how you'd bet, because it's most likely. Rampage, they still want to make the finals, 20 points, but the Coast only 3 points behind, and they've got 4 games to play against each other. So that's going to be a ding-dong battle over in obviously at Arena and at Brisbane, where they're going to play against each other for 4 games, and there are more than enough points there for either one of those 2 teams to make it through to battle off against Adelaide. If the Rampage does win a couple of games in that series, they will have the chance to possibly topple Adelaide if Melbourne beat them. Again, there's still a few too many variables there to have that all nailed down. At the moment, you'd be looking at the Avalanche probably with the best chance to finish second, and the Ducks with the best chance to finish first base purely on where they are on the numbers.
Yeah, just to wrap up, when we saw there, it was really nice to see the young Brody Lindell really being a firecracker on the ice, but every single one of the Ducks went to Tommy Forrest and gave him a good cheer as he played his first minutes here in the Pacific League, which was awesome. That
breaks your little record of Dane Davis being the only goalie to have played every single minute.
I probably jinxed it by saying it at the beginning, right?
No, he hasn't. But I think that was a great thing, and not a gesture either. Tommy Forrest has absolutely earned it, and he showed you in that game why he's been the backup goalie for so long and is such a reliable and a safe set of hands there on the back. I'm not sure if we're cutting across for an interview now or not. We'll be going to cut for an interview in just a moment, so we'll keep entertaining you for a couple of minutes until the interview is all lined up. Just a reminder too that the Ducks game today was played without Michael McMahon, who was away. I think it was a business or a work thing or a family commitment. I'm not 100% sure why he wasn't playing today, but he was well and truly backed up by Jack Carpenter, who played a sterling game in defence. The Ducks defence was pretty close to a rock solid there, with only 2 goals being scored against them despite a lot of shots. But they weren't great shots on the whole. Sobchak, not the force that he was yesterday. He didn't quite get the chance to move. I think the Ducks did a very good job of just shutting him down every time he got anywhere near the puck. And also, Gossie, you've got to think he would have been pretty tired. He played a lot of time yesterday and a lot of time today, and you just can't keep backing that up and expect to be able to play at absolute full intensity all the way through. He put in an absolute incredible effort, but you run out of legs at the end, and it's just pretty much inevitable.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Hayden Dawes now up to 23 goals this season, extends his lead by 8 to the aforementioned Sobchak, but he's also closed the lead on the points as well. Yep. With 8 points this weekend, he's now within 3 points of Owen as well, hoping for that double scoring lead, right? The points as well as the goals. But great game by the Ducks. They just seem to play so well. That you mentioned slotting guys in and out of the lineup, whether it's Hector that they were missing, or bringing in Carpenter, or bringing in guys like Lindell, who really slotted in quite well with Hector missing and getting a little bit of that extra ice time. But
that comes down to structure, I think, a lot of the time, Gossie. And one of the things that the Ducks do well is they play a structure game, not an individual sort of skate and run game, which is it's much more of an NHL-y style rather than a more of a European game where it's a bit more room on the rink and a bit more room to skate and carry. So what you'll see is the structured play. You can slot players in and out of it, and as long as they do their job, it doesn't really matter who it is. They obviously have to be up to the individual skill level to be able to carry it away. But if they can play the structure, then swapping them in and out is not a huge disaster. We're just about to cut across to our interview now, and we've got who have we got for this interview? Who's lined up? I can't see it from here, but we'll see it in just a moment.
Alrighty, so we'll go to Gracie, who's going to interview one of our Ducks players
Thanks for
here.
joining us, Tom. Congratulations on the win and on your debut. What was going through your head when you were...
That's all. Don't let them score. And I'm surprised I made that save. That should not have been a save in the league, but luck's luck, you know.
Yeah, it's always a bit of luck in there, but well, anyways, did you have any friends and family here for your debut?
I had my mum, dad, sister, and a couple of their school friends from back in the day. So, yeah, I have people here most weeks, but I don't think anyone expected me to play. I didn't expect to play, so it was a nice surprise. So I'm happy.
Awesome. Well, go and enjoy the win, and we'll see you next week. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Forever modest, Carl.
Absolutely. I think Tommy Forrest there, the only person surprised he got to go was him. The rest of us have not been surprised at all. We've seen him here at training, and we saw him play at the Pro League, and he is a national standard goaltender without any manner of doubt whatsoever.
He spoke about luck, but you make your own luck, especially as a goalie. And I'll tell you what, there was nothing lucky about that save, which still has me, buzzing from that one. But no, hell of a game, Carl. It was a great job being out here. I'm looking forward to being back here again next week.
Oh, absolutely. So the Ducks' next games are here versus Adelaide next weekend, Saturday 5:45 and Sunday 3:30 p.m. here at Ice HQ in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia. Get your tickets. They will be ding-dong battles. The Avalanche want to beat us so they can get number one place, and we want to be number one place, and it comes down to a psychological battle as well. The two teams will not want to give the other one any breathing space, so when they do come into finals, then they go, no, we got these guys. No, we don't. So it's going to be absolutely on, and we know that Adelaide are a very powerful team, and we haven't played them since the first round way back in late May, so they promise to be absolute ding-dong battles. You can find all the details for how to get tickets on the Ducks webpage and pacifichockeyleague.com.au and all the relevant social media pages, of course, which I'm sure you all know how to find. If you're watching this on the live stream, then you found us, so you don't need to be told how to do that. Thank you very much to Brandon from Spacequake, the Ice HQ team, especially Ross and Carrie Fisher, whose dream and vision made it happen here at the Reservoir. Ryan Struby Hines, filtering our magical magician with all our electronic equipment. Our referees, Ice Techs, and our army of volunteer helpers. And a huge thank you to everyone who's come along to be a part of the Pacific, all the crowd, all the fans, and those of you out watching this live stream. We're very pleased to be able to present it to you, and we hope you have enjoyed and been entertained and informed by our coverage. You've seen some outstanding ice hockey today. Bit of a blowout, but I think the Rampage, the Brisbane fans have still got plenty to look forward to. Their boys played their hearts out and never gave up all the way through to the finish, and that shows an awful lot of character when they were undermanned and just suffering from a lot of fatigue from a couple of days and a number of illnesses. And when they take it back, they will be a very dangerous team. If I was a coach, I would not be taking them for granted at all. So, from Anton and myself, thank you very much for watching. We'll be with you next week for Game 1 of Round 9, the Melbourne Ducks versus the Adelaide Avalanche. The puck drops at 4:45 on Saturday. Bring it on.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates. Fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts. Passion and power. Performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been, and always will be, true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.